The day Earth became more than just another pale blue dot in the cosmos began like any other for Dr. Alex Ryder. He was hunched over his desk in the dimly lit xenobiology lab, poring over the latest batch of soil samples from Kepler 442b. The coffee at his elbow had long since gone cold, forgotten in the thrill of discovery. A sudden commotion in the hallway outside his lab drew Alex's attention. He looked up, pushing his glasses back up the bridge of his nose, just as the door burst open. His research assistant, Eli Hunter, stumbled in, out of breath and wide-eyed. "Alex, you're not going to believe this," Eli gasped, bracing himself against the doorframe. "They're here. Aliens. Real, honest-to-God aliens." Alex blinked, certain he had misheard. "What, Eli, if this is some kind of joke?" "No joke," Eli insisted, shaking his head vigorously. "Turn on the news. Any channel. They're everywhere." With trembling hands, Alex fumbled for the remote and switched on the wall-mounted screen. The image that flickered to life made his jaw drop. There, hovering above the United Nations building in New York, was an enormous spacecraft unlike anything humanity had ever constructed. Its sleek, silvery surface seemed to ripple like liquid metal, defying the laws of physics as Alex understood them. The news anchor's voice crackled through the speakers, barely containing her excitement. First contact with an extraterrestrial civilization. The visitors, who call themselves the Xelorians, claim to represent a galactic governing body known as the Council. They've expressed their desire for peaceful communication and cultural exchange. Alex tuned out the rest, his mind reeling with the implications. Everything he had dedicated his life to, every theory about alien life he had postulated, was about to be put to the test. He turned to Eli, who was still staring at the screen in awe. "We need to get to New York," Alex said, already reaching for his coat. "If they're looking for Earth's scientific community, we need to be there." Eli nodded, snapping out of his daze. "I'll book the flights. What do you think they want?" Alex paused at the door, a mix of excitement and trepidation coursing through him. "I don't know, Eli, but I have a feeling our world is about to change forever." As they rushed out of the lab, neither of them could have predicted just how right Alex would be. The arrival of the Xelorians was just the beginning. Earth, long thought to be an unremarkable planet in a quiet corner of the galaxy, was about to take center stage in a cosmic drama that would redefine humanity's place in the universe. In the coming days, as Alex and his team raced to New York, the true nature of the aliens' interest in Earth would become clear, and with it, the realization that the very ground beneath their feet held secrets that would shake the foundations of galactic science. The journey that began in that small lab was about to explode onto an interstellar scale, with Earth's incredible diversity at its heart. Alex Ryder, once an obscure xenobiologist, was about to become humanity's ambassador to the stars, armed with nothing more than his knowledge, curiosity, and the boundless wonders of the planet he called home. The flight to New York was a blur of nervous energy and wild speculation. Alex spent most of it with his nose pressed against the window, half expecting to see more alien ships dotting the sky. But it was the scene that greeted them at JFK Airport that truly drove home the magnitude of what was happening. The terminal was a hive of activity, filled with a mix of wide-eyed civilians, stern-faced military personnel, and harried-looking officials. And there, standing out amid the chaos, were two figures that could only be described as otherworldly. The Xelorians representatives towered over the humans around them, their iridescent skin shimmering under the fluorescent lights. They moved with a fluid grace that seemed to defy gravity, their forearms gesticulating as they conversed with a group of unofficials. Alex felt a nudge from Eli. "Are you seeing this?" his assistant whispered, awe evident in his voice. "I'm seeing it," Alex replied, "but I'm not sure I believe it." As they made their way through the crowd, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that they were walking into something far bigger than first contact. The air was thick with tension and excitement, a palpable sense that history was unfolding with every passing moment. They were directed to a hastily assembled command center, where scientists from various disciplines were already gathered. Alex recognized some faces from conferences and academic journals, all wearing the same expression of bewildered excitement. A stern-looking man in a crisp military uniform approached them. "Dr. Ryder, I'm Colonel Marcus Hale. We've been expecting you." Alex shook the offered hand, surprised. "You have?" Hale nodded. "Your work on theoretical xenobiology hasn't gone unnoticed. We need minds like yours to help us navigate this situation." Before Alex could respond, a hush fell over the room. The Xylar Vex representatives had entered, their presence immediately commanding attention. One of them stepped forward, its voice a melodious hum that seemed to bypass their ears and resonate directly in their minds. "Greetings, Earth scientists. I am Xylar Prime, emissary of the Galactic Council. We come seeking knowledge and offering the same in return." Alex found himself pushed to the front of the group, apparently designated as the de facto spokesperson for Earth's scientific community. He swallowed hard, acutely aware of the weight of the moment. "Welcome to Earth," he managed, his voice steadier than he felt. "We're honored by your presence and eager to learn. May I ask what specifically has brought you to our planet?" Xylar Prime's multifaceted eyes seemed to focus intently on Alex. "Your world, Dr. Ryder, is an anomaly. Our initial scans revealed a level of biological diversity that defies our understanding. We've come to investigate this phenomenon." A murmur ran through the assembled humans. Alex's mind raced with the implications. Earth, their home, apparently held secrets that even an advanced alien civilization found baffling. "We propose a joint research initiative," Xylar Prime continued, "to explore and catalog the unique ecosystems of your world. In exchange, we offer access to our galactic database and technology." As the alien spoke, Alex felt a surge of pride and protectiveness for Earth. This was an unprecedented opportunity, but it also posed potential risks. How would this alien presence affect Earth's delicate ecosystems? What unforeseen consequences might arise from sharing their biological treasures with the cosmos? One thing was clear: the next steps would be crucial. Earth's future in the galactic community would be shaped by the decisions made in this room, and Alex found himself at the heart of it all. With a deep breath, he prepared to respond, knowing that his words would echo far beyond this room, potentially shaping the course of human history. The adventure was only beginning, and Earth's incredible diversity was about to take center stage in a cosmic theater. The weeks following first contact were a whirlwind of activity. Alex found himself at the center of a global initiative, coordinating with scientists from every corner of the Earth and beyond. The Xylar Vex had set up research stations across the planet, their advanced technology allowing for unprecedented analysis of Earth's ecosystems. One crisp morning, Alex stood at the edge of the Amazon rainforest, surrounded by a team of human and alien researchers. The humid air buzzed with the sounds of countless insects and birds, a cacophony that seemed to fascinate the Xylar Vex. "It's remarkable," Xylar Prime commented, its multifaceted eyes scanning the canopy above. "In this small area alone, we've identified more unique species than on entire planets in our database." Alex nodded, a sense of pride swelling in his chest. The Amazon is one of Earth's most biodiverse regions, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. Wait until you see the deep ocean trenches or the microscopic ecosystems in a handful of soil. As they ventured deeper into the rainforest, Alex couldn't help but marvel at the Xylar Vex's technology. Handheld devices scanned and cataloged flora and fauna instantly, creating detailed 3D models and genetic profiles. It was like something out of a sci-fi novel, yet here it was, being used to unlock the secrets of Earth's biodiversity. Their expedition was interrupted by an urgent call from Colonel Hale. "Dr. Ryder, we need you back at headquarters immediately. There's been a development." The tone in Hale's voice sent a chill down Alex's spine. He excused himself from the research team and rushed back to the makeshift command center on the outskirts of Manaus. Upon arrival, Alex was ushered into a secure room where Hale and several other officials were gathered around a holographic display. The image showed a fleet of ships unlike the Xylar Vexes, their design more angular and aggressive. "What am I looking at?" Alex asked, a sense of dread growing in the pit of his stomach. Hale's face was grim. "These are Corvex Tharn vessels. According to the Xylar Vex, they're a species known for exploiting resource-rich planets, and they're heading straight for Earth." Alex's mind raced. "Have they made any demands? Attempted communication?" "Not with us," Hale replied. "But intercepted transmissions suggest they're very interested in our planet's biological assets." The implications were clear. Earth's incredible diversity, which had so recently been a source of wonder and scientific interest, was now potentially its greatest vulnerability. "What can we do?" Alex asked, feeling the weight of responsibility settling on his shoulders. Hale's expression hardened. "That's where you come in, Doctor. We need to find a way to use Earth's unique ecosystems as a defense. The Xylar Vex have agreed to help, but they're looking to you for guidance. You know this planet better than anyone." Alex took a deep breath, his mind already racing with possibilities. Earth's diversity had always been its strength, a testament to life's ability to adapt and thrive in any condition. Now, it needed to become humanity's shield. "All right," he said, straightening up. "Let's gather every expert we can. Biologists, ecologists, even agricultural scientists. If we're going to defend Earth, we'll need to harness every ecosystem, from the deepest ocean to the highest mountain." As the room burst into action, Alex couldn't help but feel a mix of fear and exhilaration. The fate of the planet now rested on their ability to unlock and weaponize the very thing that made Earth special. It was a race against time, with the survival of humanity and countless unique species hanging in the balance. Little did they know, the approaching Corvex Tharn fleet would push humanity to its limits, forcing them to innovate in ways they never thought possible. The stage was set for a battle that would determine Earth's place in the galaxy, with every ecosystem becoming a potential battleground. The next few days were a frenzy of activity as Alex and his team worked tirelessly to formulate a defense strategy. The command center had transformed into a hub of interdisciplinary collaboration, with experts from various fields pooling their knowledge. Alex stood before a holographic display of Earth, surrounded by a mix of human and Xylar Vex scientists. "Our planet's diversity is our strength," he began, his voice steady despite the pressure. "Each ecosystem is a potential weapon or shield. We need to think creatively, use what makes Earth unique to our advantage." Dr. Lena Cross, a renowned marine biologist, stepped forward. "The oceans cover 71% of Earth's surface. If we can utilize marine life effectively, it could be a game changer." Alex nodded, his mind racing with possibilities. "Exactly. Bioluminescent organisms for communication, venomous species for defense. What else?" "Extremophiles," interjected Dr. Gideon Blackwell, a microbiologist. "Organisms that thrive in extreme conditions. They could be our key to protecting areas the Corvex Tharn might consider uninhabitable." As ideas flowed, the Xylar Vex contributed their advanced knowledge, helping to refine and enhance the proposed strategies. It was a unique fusion of Earth's biological wealth and alien technology, a combination that just might save the planet. Amidst the planning, Colonel Hale entered, his face grave. "The Corvex Tharn fleet has entered the solar system. We have less than 48 hours before they reach Earth's orbit." A tense silence fell over the room. The countdown had begun. Alex took a deep breath, steeling himself. "All right, we need to move fast. Let's split into teams and start implementing our strategies. Dr. Cross, focus on oceanic defenses. Dr. Blackwell, work on deploying extremophiles to key locations. I'll coordinate with the Xylar Vex on integrating our biological weapons with their technology." As the teams dispersed, Alex found himself working closely with Xylar Prime. The alien's expertise was invaluable, helping to bridge the gap between Earth's organic defenses and the advanced weaponry they'd need to repel a space-faring invasion. "Your planet continues to amaze us, Dr. Ryder," Xylar Prime commented as they worked. The adaptability of your species mirrors that of your world. It's unprecedented. Alex managed a grim smile. Let's hope it's enough to save us. As the hours ticked by, reports began flooding in from around the globe. In the Amazon, a network of plants had been modified to create an early warning system, their leaves changing color in response to atmospheric disturbances. Deep in the Mariana Trench, bioluminescent creatures were being used to create a communication grid that was undetectable by conventional means. In the Sahara, extremophile bacteria were being used to create a living minefield, turning the sand itself into a defense mechanism. And in laboratories across the world, scientists were working to weaponize everything from spider venom to plant toxins. It was a global effort unlike anything in human history. Nations set aside their differences, united in the face of an existential threat. The diversity that had once divided humanity was now its greatest strength, with every culture and discipline contributing to the planet's defense. As the deadline approached, Alex found himself standing on the roof of the command center, gazing up at the night sky. Somewhere up there, the fate of Earth was approaching. He felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders, but also a fierce determination. "We're ready for you," he whispered to the stars, a challenge to the unseen invaders. "Every inch of our world is prepared to fight." Little did Alex know, the coming battle would push the limits of human ingenuity and the power of Earth's ecosystems in ways no one could have imagined. The true test was about to begin, and the fate of the most diverse planet in the known universe hung in the balance. The first sign of the Corvex Tharn's arrival came not from advanced alien technology, but from Earth itself. In the Amazon, the modified plant network flashed a brilliant red, its warning spreading like wildfire through the canopy. Moments later, seismographs worldwide registered minute vibrations as massive ships entered the atmosphere. Alex stood in the command center, surrounded by a flurry of activity. Screens displayed real-time data from across the globe, each one a testament to Earth's preparation. "Status report," he called out, his voice steady despite the tension. "Oceanic Defense Grid online," Dr. Cross responded, her eyes fixed on a holographic display of the world's oceans. Beneath the waves, swarms of bioluminescent creatures pulsed in complex patterns, creating an underwater early warning system. Dr. Blackwell chimed in next. "Extremophile barriers activated in key locations. The Sahara, Antarctica, and deep-sea vents are primed and ready." Colonel Hale's voice cut through the chatter. "Multiple Corvex Tharn ships detected entering low Earth orbit. Brace for potential planetfall." Alex took a deep breath, steeling himself. This was it. The moment Earth had been preparing for. Activate all defensive measures. Let's show them what this planet can do. As if on cue, the first Corvex Tharn landing craft breached the atmosphere. Its destination, the heart of the Amazon rainforest. But as it descended, the modified plant network sprang into action. Massive vines, enhanced with rapid growth genes, shot upwards, entangling the craft in a web of vegetation. "It's working," Eli exclaimed, watching the feed with wide eyes. "The rainforest is fighting back." But the Corvex Tharn were not so easily deterred. More ships appeared, targeting different ecosystems across the globe. In the Sahara, landing craft were met with swarms of extremophile bacteria, their corrosive properties eating through alien metal. Off the coast of Australia, the Great Barrier Reef pulsed with bioelectric currents, creating a force field that repelled incoming vessels. Each ecosystem presented a unique challenge, forcing the invaders to adapt constantly. It was a testament to Earth's diversity, every biome a new battleground with its own rules and defenses. In the command center, Alex coordinated the global response, working in tandem with the Xelor Vex to predict the Corvex Tharn's next moves. "They're learning," he muttered, watching as the alien ships began to change tactics. "We need to stay one step ahead." Xelor Prime's voice resonated with a mix of awe and concern. "Your world fights with a ferocity we've never witnessed. But the Corvex Tharn are relentless. They will not stop until they've claimed what they came for." Alex nodded grimly. Then we'll just have to be more relentless. As the battle raged on, Earth's defenses continued to evolve. In the polar regions, genetically modified algae bloomed beneath the ice, releasing compounds that froze alien technology on contact. In the Himalayas, atmospheric bacteria formed clouds that short-circuited ship systems, sending them crashing into mountainsides. But the Corvex Tharn were adapting too. They began targeting less defended areas, probing for weaknesses in Earth's biological shield. The conflict was escalating, pushing both sides to their limits. As reports of Corvex Tharn ground forces began to come in, Alex realized that the next phase of the battle was about to begin. Earth had held its own in the skies, but now the fight would come to the ground, testing the full range of the planet's defenses. "Prepare for ground engagement," Alex announced, his voice carrying the weight of command. "It's time to show them what happens when they set foot on the most diverse planet in the universe." The stage was set for a confrontation unlike any in Earth's history. As Corvex Tharn troops began to land, they would face not just humanity, but the full, unleashed power of an entire world's ecosystems. The true test of Earth's diversity was about to begin. The first Corvex Tharn ground forces touched down in the outskirts of the Amazon rainforest, their metallic armor gleaming in the dappled sunlight. They moved with military precision, clearly expecting an easy conquest. What they found instead was a jungle that had become a living weapon. Alex watched the feed from the command center, his heart racing. "Activate the mycorrhizal network," he ordered, his voice tense with anticipation. Dr. Blackwell nodded, inputting a series of commands. Beneath the forest floor, a vast network of fungal threads sprang into action. Enhanced by human ingenuity and alien technology, the network began releasing spores that targeted the Corvex Tharn's breathing apparatus. On screen, the alien invaders stumbled, their movements becoming erratic as the spores took effect. But this was just the first line of defense. As the Corvex Tharn pushed deeper into the rainforest, they encountered a gauntlet of biological warfare. Carnivorous plants, genetically modified to grow at accelerated rates, snapped at the invaders with acid-filled maws. Swarms of bees, their venom enhanced to penetrate alien armor, descended upon the troops. Even the very air seemed to turn against them, thick with hallucinogenic compounds released by the trees themselves. "It's working," Eli breathed, watching in awe as the forest repelled the invasion force. But Alex knew better than to celebrate too soon. "They'll adapt," he warned. "We need to be ready for their countermoves." As if on cue, reports began flooding in from other landing sites. In the Sahara, Corvex Tharn forces had deployed energy shields to protect against the corrosive bacteria. Off the coast of Japan, their ships were using sonic pulses to disrupt the marine defense grid. "They're learning fast," Colonel Hale growled, his face grim. "We need to step up our game." Alex nodded, his mind racing. "Dr. Cross, initiate Protocol Kraken in the Pacific." "Dr. Blackwell, it's time to unleash the tardigrades." As the orders went out, the nature of the battle began to shift. In the depths of the Pacific, colossal squid, genetically enhanced and cybernetically augmented, rose from the abyss to grapple with Corvex Tharn submarines. Meanwhile, swarms of microscopic tardigrades, nearly indestructible and programmed to target alien tech, were released into the atmosphere. The conflict had escalated beyond anything Earth had seen before. Each ecosystem became a unique battleground, with humanity and their alien allies orchestrating a symphony of biological warfare. Desert sands turned to quicksand, Arctic ice formed instant prisons, and tropical islands became fortresses of carnivorous flora. But the Corvex Tharn were relentless. For every advance Earth made, the invaders found a new angle of attack. The planet was holding its own, but the strain was beginning to show. In the command center, Alex pored over global data, searching for a way to turn the tide decisively. That's when he noticed a pattern in the Corvex Tharn's movements. "They're not just after resources," he realized aloud. "They're searching for something specific." Xyler Prime moved closer, its multifaceted eyes scanning the data. "You're right, Dr. Ryder. Their attack pattern suggests they're seeking a particular biological component, something unique to Earth. Alex's mind raced with the implications. If they could figure out what the Corvaxtharn were after, they might be able to use it as bait, to lure them into a trap. "We need to analyze their targets," Alex declared. "Cross-reference every location they've hit. There must be a common factor we're missing." As the team set to work, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that they were on the verge of a breakthrough. The key to Earth's survival might lie in the very thing that made it a target in the first place, its unparalleled biodiversity. The battle raged on, with neither side gaining a clear advantage. But beneath the chaos of conflict, a race for knowledge had begun. The fate of the planet now hinged not just on the strength of its defenses, but on unraveling the mystery of what made Earth so valuable to these cosmic invaders. As the global conflict raged on, Alex and his team worked tirelessly to uncover the Corvaxtharn's true objective. The command center had become a hive of activity, with scientists and analysts poring over data from every corner of the planet. "I think I've got something," Dr. Lena Cross called out, her voice cutting through the din. All eyes turned to her as she projected a holographic map of Earth, dotted with red markers indicating Corvaxtharn attack sites. "Look at the pattern," she explained, highlighting specific locations. "They're not just hitting random ecosystems, they're targeting areas with the highest concentration of extremophiles." Alex's eyes widened as the realization hit him. Of course, extremophiles, the organisms that thrive in conditions that would kill most life forms. They're after the most adaptable life on Earth. Xelor Prime moved closer, its alien features unreadable, but its voice tinged with concern. "If the Corvaxtharn harness the adaptive capabilities of your extremophiles, they could become nearly unstoppable. Their ability to conquer and exploit new worlds would be unparalleled." The gravity of the situation settled over the room. Earth's greatest strength, its ability to nurture life in even the harshest conditions, had become its greatest vulnerability. "We need to turn this against them," Alex said, his mind racing. "If they want adaptability, let's give it to them, but on our terms." Over the next few hours, a daring plan took shape. They would use Earth's extremophiles as bait, luring the Corvaxtharn into a trap. But this trap wouldn't just be about defeating the invaders, it would be about teaching them a lesson. "We'll create a false cache of extremophiles," Alex explained to the team. "But we'll engineer them to be symbiotic with Earth's ecosystems. When the Corvaxtharn try to harness them, they'll find themselves bonded to Earth instead," Dr. Blackwell finished, a glimmer of excitement in his eyes. The plan was audacious, requiring a level of genetic engineering and ecological manipulation that pushed the boundaries of science. But with the combined knowledge of Earth's scientists and the advanced technology of the Xelor Vex, it just might work. As the team set to work, reports continued to pour in from around the globe. In the Mariana Trench, bioluminescent creatures were engaged in a light-based battle with Corvaxtharn deep-sea vessels. In the Siberian tundra, permafrost bacteria were rewriting the chemical composition of the soil, creating a constantly shifting battlefield that the invaders couldn't navigate. Each ecosystem was fighting back in its own unique way, a testament to the incredible diversity that had brought Earth to the attention of the galaxy in the first place. Alex found himself working side by side with Xelor Prime, their differences set aside in the face of a common threat. As they labored over the genetic sequences that would form the core of their trap, Alex couldn't help but marvel at the irony of the situation. "It's strange," he mused during a rare quiet moment. "We're using the very thing they want against them." Xelor Prime's response was thoughtful. "Perhaps that is the true lesson here, Dr. Ryder. The power of adaptation lies not just in changing to survive, but in changing the nature of the challenge itself." As dawn broke on what could be the decisive day of the conflict, Alex looked out over the holographic display of Earth. Every ecosystem was a battlefield, every species a potential ally. The planet itself had become a weapon, guided by the ingenuity of its dominant species. "All right," Alex said, turning to face his team. "Let's set the trap. It's time to show the Corvex Tharn and the rest of the galaxy what Earth is really capable of. The stage was set for the final act of this interstellar drama. As the false cache of extremophiles was prepared, Alex couldn't help but feel a mix of anticipation and dread. They were about to weaponize the very essence of Earth's uniqueness. The outcome would determine not just the fate of humanity, but the planet's place in the cosmic order. The trap was set in the heart of the Atacama Desert, one of the driest places on Earth, and home to some of the planet's most resilient extremophiles. A research facility, hastily constructed but convincingly outfitted, stood as bait for the Corvex Tharn. Alex, along with a small team of human scientists and Xyler Vex allies, monitored the situation from a hidden bunker nearby. The air was thick with tension as they waited for the invaders to take the bait. Movement detected on the perimeter, Eli reported, his eyes glued to the sensor readouts. Multiple Corvex Tharn vessels approaching. Alex nodded grimly. Activate the lures. Let's make sure they can't resist this target. On cue, the facility began emitting carefully crafted biosignatures, mimicking a treasure trove of extremophile genetic material. It was an irresistible beacon to the resource-hungry Corvex Tharn. The response was swift. Corvex Tharn dropships descended on the facility, their troops moving with practiced efficiency to secure the area. From the bunker, Alex and his team watched via hidden cameras as the invaders breached the lab's defenses. "They're in," Dr. Blackwell whispered, his voice tense. "Now we wait." Inside the facility, the Corvex Tharn discovered what appeared to be a jackpot: vats of genetically enhanced extremophiles, each more adaptable than the last. What they didn't know was that these organisms had been engineered with a singular purpose to bond with and fundamentally alter whatever tried to harness them. As the invaders began to collect samples, Alex leaned forward, his heart pounding. This was the moment of truth. Either their plan would work, or Earth would lose its greatest advantage. At first, nothing seemed to happen. The Corvex Tharn methodically gathered their prize, seemingly unaware of the trap they'd walked into. But then, almost imperceptibly, things began to change. The alien troops closest to the samples started to move differently, their movements becoming more fluid, more Earth-like. Their armor, designed to protect against hostile environments, began to shift and change, taking on characteristics of the desert around them. "It's working," Xyler Prime observed. "Its alien features unreadable, but its voice tinged with awe. They're bonding with your world." The transformation accelerated. Corvex Tharn soldiers found themselves unable to leave the planet's surface, their bodies now intimately connected to Earth's biosphere. Their weapons, powered by alien energy sources, sputtered and died as they were overtaken by Earth-based biological processes. In orbit, the Corvex Tharn fleet received frantic distress calls from their ground forces. But as they attempted to retrieve their troops, they found that the changes had spread. Ships that came into contact with the transformed soldiers quickly became infected with Earth's engineered extremophiles. Alex watched in amazement as the invading force was effectively neutralized, not through violence, but through forced adaptation. The Corvex Tharn, who had come to exploit Earth's diversity, were instead being remade by it. "Send the message," Alex ordered, his voice steady despite the enormity of the moment. A transmission was beamed to the remaining Corvex Tharn ships, explaining what had happened and offering a choice: retreat and never return, or stay and become part of Earth's ecosystem permanently. The response came swiftly. The Corvex Tharn fleet, faced with an enemy they couldn't fight or exploit, began to withdraw. Earth's defense had succeeded not through superior firepower, but through the very adaptability the invaders had sought to steal. As the last alien ships disappeared from Earth's sensors, a cheer went up in the bunker. They had done it. Earth had repelled an interstellar invasion using nothing but its own incredible diversity. But Alex knew this was just the beginning. As he looked out over the desert, where former Corvex Tharn now roamed as new, Earth-adapted life forms, he realized that everything had changed. Earth had proven itself on a galactic stage, and the repercussions would echo across the stars. the most diverse planet in the known universe, had defended itself in a way no one could have predicted. And in doing so, it had opened up a new chapter in humanity's cosmic journey. In the weeks following the Corvex Tharn's retreat, Earth buzzed with a new energy. The planet had not only survived an alien invasion, but had done so in a way that showcased its unique place in the universe. Alex found himself at the center of a whirlwind of activity, briefing world leaders, giving interviews, and coordinating with the Xelar Vex on the next steps for Earth's role in the galactic community. One crisp morning, Alex stood on the balcony of the newly established Interstellar Relations Center in Geneva, gazing out at the snow-capped Alps. The view was breathtaking, a reminder of the beauty they had fought to protect. He was joined by Xelar Prime, whose presence had become a familiar comfort over the past months. "Your world continues to amaze us, Dr. Ryder," Xelar Prime said, its melodious voice tinged with admiration. "The Galactic Council is abuzz with discussions about Earth's potential." Alex nodded, a mix of pride and apprehension washing over him. "And what's the verdict? Are we still seen as just a curiosity, or something more?" Xelar Prime's multifaceted eyes seemed to shimmer with excitement. "Something far more, I assure you. The Council sees Earth as a valuable ally, a wellspring of innovation and adaptability. They're proposing to establish Earth as a center for galactic biological research and diplomacy." The implications of this were staggering. Earth, once an isolated blue marble in the cosmos, was now poised to become a hub of interstellar activity. But with this opportunity came new challenges and responsibilities. "We'll need to be careful," Alex mused. "Balancing the influx of alien knowledge and technology with the preservation of Earth's ecosystems won't be easy." As if on cue, Dr. Lena Cross approached, tablet in hand. "Alex, you need to see this. We're getting reports of some unexpected developments." The tablet displayed images from around the world. In the Atacama, where the trap for the Corvex Tharn had been sprung, new life forms were emerging. Creatures that seemed to be a hybrid of Earth biology and alien physiology roamed the desert, their very existence defying classification. Similar reports were coming in from other sites of alien engagement. The oceans, forests, and even urban areas were seeing the emergence of new species, born from the interaction between Earth's engineered extremophiles and the remnants of alien technology. "It's like the planet is digesting the invasion," Dr. Cross explained, her voice a mix of scientific excitement and concern. "Incorporating useful traits and discarding the rest." Alex's mind raced with the implications. Earth's ecosystems, already the most diverse in the known universe, were evolving at an unprecedented rate. The planet was adapting not just to repel invaders, but to thrive in a new, interstellar context. "We need to establish conservation zones," Alex said, his scientist mind already formulating plans. "Areas where we can study these new life forms without risking contamination of existing ecosystems." Xelar Prime nodded in agreement. The Galactic Council will be keenly interested in this development. It further cements Earth's unique status. As they discussed the path forward, Alex couldn't help but feel a sense of vertigo. The world had changed so much in such a short time. Humanity had gone from being alone in the universe to standing on the threshold of a vast, cosmic community. "We're going to need a new field of study," Alex mused. "Something that combines xenobiology, ecology, and interstellar relations." Dr. Cross grinned. "Cosmic ecology has a nice ring to it." As the day wore on, more reports flooded in. The transformed Corvex Tharn, now more Earth than alien, were showing signs of intelligence and attempting communication. Proposals for interstellar wildlife preserves were being drafted. Earth's scientists were being inundated with requests for collaboration from across the galaxy. Standing there, overlooking a world on the brink of unimaginable change, Alex felt a profound sense of responsibility and excitement. Earth's diversity, the very thing that had made it a target, was now its greatest strength as it stepped onto the galactic stage. The adventure that had begun in his small lab, poring over soil samples from distant worlds, had exploded into something far grander than he could have ever imagined. Earth was no longer just a pale blue dot in the cosmos. It was a shining beacon of life's potential, a living laboratory that would shape the future of the galaxy. As the sun set over the Alps, painting the sky in brilliant hues, Alex knew that this was just the beginning. The most diverse planet in the known universe was about to embark on its greatest journey yet. 1 year after the Vaxen invasion, Earth had transformed into a bustling hub of interstellar activity. The planet that had once been a hidden jewel in the cosmos was now a shining beacon of biodiversity and innovation, drawing scientists, diplomats, and curious visitors from across the galaxy. Alex Rider stood at the podium of the newly constructed Galactic Biodiversity Summit, addressing an audience that included not only Earth's top minds, but also representatives from dozens of alien species. The auditorium, a marvel of bioarchitecture, seamlessly blended Earth's natural materials with advanced alien technology. "Welcome, esteemed colleagues and honored guests," Alex began, his voice steady despite the momentous occasion. 1 year ago, Earth faced its greatest challenge. Today, we gather to celebrate not just our survival, but our evolution into a key player in the galactic community. As he spoke, holographic displays showcased Earth's unique ecosystems, from the depths of the Mariana Trench to the peaks of the Himalayas. Each biome now boasted new life forms, the result of Earth's incredible adaptive response to the alien incursion. Our planet's diversity, once our vulnerability, has become our greatest strength, Alex continued. The Cosmic Ecology Initiative has documented over 10,000 new species in the past year alone, each one a testament to life's boundless potential. He gestured to a group of transformed Vaxen, now peaceful members of Earth's scientific community. Even those who once sought to conquer us have become our allies in understanding the universe's biological tapestry. The audience murmured in appreciation, alien delegates exchanging looks of wonder and respect. Earth had not only repelled an invasion, but had turned it into an opportunity for growth and interstellar cooperation. As Alex concluded his speech, he introduced the summit's keynote speaker, Xelorian Prime, now serving as the Galactic Council's ambassador to Earth. The alien diplomat glided to the podium, its iridescent form a reminder of how far humanity had come in accepting the extraordinary. "Esteemed beings of Earth and beyond," Xelorian Prime began, its melodious voice filling the auditorium. "The Galactic Council has watched Earth's progress with great interest. Your world's response to adversity has been nothing short of remarkable." The holographic display shifted, showing Earth's position in the galaxy. A network of lines extended from the planet, representing the new trade routes and scientific exchanges that had been established. "It is with great pleasure that I announce the Council's decision to designate Earth as the galactic hub for biodiversity and adaptive research," Xelorian Prime declared. "Your planet will serve as the cornerstone for a new era of biological understanding and interspecies cooperation." The announcement was met with thunderous applause. Earth, once an isolated world on the fringes of known space, was now at the center of galactic scientific endeavor. As the summit continued, Alex found a quiet moment to reflect. He stepped out onto a balcony overlooking a vast biodome, where scientists from a dozen worlds studied Earth's evolving ecosystems. The sight filled him with a profound sense of awe and responsibility. Eli joined him, a datapad in hand. "Alex, you're not going to believe this. We've just received a transmission from a previously unknown sector of the galaxy. It seems Earth's story has spread further than we thought. There are other worlds out there, isolated like we were, reaching out for the first time." Alex's eyes widened at the implications. Earth's journey from isolation to galactic prominence could serve as a blueprint for other worlds, a beacon of hope in the vast cosmic ocean. "Looks like our work is just beginning," Alex said, a smile playing on his lips. "Earth isn't just a hub for biodiversity, it's becoming a mentor for emerging worlds." As they turned back to rejoin the summit, Alex felt a surge of excitement for the future. Earth had not only found its place in the universe, but was helping to shape the very nature of galactic civilization. Every ecosystem, every new species, every adaptation was a brushstroke in a vast, cosmic canvas. The most diverse planet in the known universe had become a living laboratory, a diplomatic center, and a symbol of life's incredible potential. And as humanity looked to the stars, they carried with them a profound appreciation for the delicate balance of life and the strength found in diversity. Earth's declaration as the most diverse planet was no longer just a scientific curiosity. It was a responsibility, a challenge, and a promise to nurture, protect, and share the incredible tapestry of life that made their world unique. As the Galactic Biodiversity Summit continued, seeds of new ideas, collaborations, and discoveries were planted. Earth stood at the threshold of an unprecedented era of exploration and understanding, ready to face whatever challenges the vast universe might present. The story of Earth, the planet where every inch was a different ecosystem, was far from over. In fact, it was just beginning. Dr. Alex Rider stood at the helm of the Earthship Gaia, his eyes fixed on the swirling azure and emerald planet filling the viewscreen. After 5 years of leading Earth's Cosmic Ecology Initiative, he thought he'd seen it all. He was wrong. Preliminary scans complete. Alex, Eli's voice came through the ship's comm system. You're not going to believe this. Alex felt a familiar thrill of excitement. Hit me with it. Eli, what are we looking at? Life signs off the charts. Biodiversity readings that make Earth look like a monoculture. This planet, it's like someone took all of Earth's ecosystems, cranked them up to 11, and mashed them together. The bridge of the Gaia buzzed with activity as human and alien scientists alike pored over the incoming data. Among them was Xelor Prime, no longer just an ambassador, but a close friend and valued member of Alex's team. Dr. Ryder, Xelor Prime's melodious voice cut through the chatter. These readings suggest a level of ecological complexity unprecedented in galactic records. We may be looking at the key to understanding the very foundations of life itself. Alex nodded, his mind racing with the possibilities. All right, team. This is what we've been training for. Prepare for atmospheric entry and surface expedition. Let's see what this cosmic Eden has to offer. As the Gaia began its descent, Alex couldn't help but reflect on how far they'd come. Earth, once an isolated blue marble, was now at the forefront of galactic science and conservation. The planet's unique approach to biodiversity had revolutionized fields from medicine to terraforming, making it a beacon of innovation in the cosmic community. But with great power came great responsibility. Earth's role as the galactic hub for biodiversity and adaptive research meant they were often the first responders to ecological crises across the stars. It was a mantle Alex and his team wore with pride and no small amount of pressure. The ship shuddered as it entered the planet's atmosphere, and Alex gripped the console tightly. Through the viewscreen, he watched as an alien landscape unfolded beneath them. Impossibly tall trees with iridescent leaves stretched towards the sky, while in the distance, crystalline structures that seemed to be part mineral, part organism glittered in the light of twin suns. Touchdown in 2 minutes, the pilot announced. All systems nominal. Alex took a deep breath, centering himself for the task ahead. This wasn't just another expedition. Something told him that this uncharted world would change everything they thought they knew about life in the universe. As the Gaia touched down in a clearing, Alex turned to address his team. Remember, we're guests here. Observe, document, but minimize our impact. We're here to learn, not to interfere. The team nodded in agreement, their faces a mix of excitement and determination. They had been handpicked from across Earth and allied worlds, the best of the best in their fields. The airlock hissed open, and Alex stepped out onto the surface of the unnamed planet. The air was thick with unfamiliar scents, and a cacophony of alien sounds filled his ears. He activated his suit's recording systems, knowing that every moment here would be invaluable to scientists back on Earth. "Let's make first contact," Alex said, a smile playing on his lips. Time to see what secrets this world has been keeping. As the team spread out to begin their survey, none of them noticed the sleek, dark ship hovering just beyond the planet's atmosphere. Inside, cold eyes watched the Earthship Gaia with keen interest. The cosmic game of chess had begun, and Earth's guardians of biodiversity were about to face their greatest challenge yet. Alex led the team through the alien landscape, each step revealing new wonders. The ground beneath their feet seemed to pulse with life, a soft bioluminescence rippling out from their footfalls. Overhead, creatures that defied easy classification soared between the towering trees, their bodies shifting and adapting as they moved through different atmospheric layers. "Incredible," Eli murmured, his handheld scanner working overtime to process the data. "The biodiversity here is off the charts. It's like every inch of this planet is its own unique ecosystem." Alex nodded, carefully taking samples of the luminescent soil. "Reminds me of Earth after the Vaxen incident, but on a much grander scale. This planet seems to have achieved a level of adaptive evolution we've only theorized about." As they pushed deeper into the alien forest, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Not by anything hostile, but by the planet itself. The very air seemed alive with possibility. Xyler Prime glided alongside Alex, its multifaceted eyes taking in every detail. "Dr. Ryder, I'm detecting energy patterns unlike anything in our databases. This planet may be more than just a biological marvel." Before Alex could respond, a piercing cry echoed through the forest. The team froze, watching in awe as a massive creature emerged from the canopy. It resembled an earth whale in size, but its body was a shifting mass of plant-like material and crystalline structures. "Unbelievable," Alex breathed. "It's like a living ecosystem unto itself." As they observed the creature, Alex's comm unit crackled to life. "Dr. Ryder, we're picking up an unidentified ship entering the planet's atmosphere." The pilot's voice came through, tense with concern. Alex frowned. Their expedition was supposed to be the only authorized presence here. "Can you identify it?" "Negative, sir. But its design, it doesn't match any known scientific vessel." A sense of unease settled over Alex. He'd seen enough in his years as Earth's foremost xenobiologist to know when something was amiss. "All teams, fall back to the Gaia. We may have company." As they made their way back to the ship, the alien forest seemed to respond to their urgency. Paths that had been clear moments before became overgrown, as if the planet itself was trying to hide them. Eli jogged up beside Alex, his face etched with concern. "What do you think we're dealing with here? Rival researchers?" Alex shook his head. "I've got a bad feeling it's something worse. We've seen how valuable unique biospheres can be. This planet, it's a treasure trove that some would kill to control." They reached the Gaia just as the unidentified ship came into view. Its sleek, dark hull seemed to absorb light, a stark contrast to the vibrant world around it. As it touched down in a nearby clearing, Alex steeled himself for confrontation. A hatch on the mysterious ship opened, and a figure emerged. Humanoid in shape, but clearly not human, its body seemed to shimmer and shift, as if struggling to maintain a solid form in the planet's unique atmosphere. "Greetings, Earth vessel," a voice resonated in their minds, bypassing their comm systems entirely. "I am Xelorian, representative of the Galactic Resource Acquisition Corporation. I'm afraid you're trespassing on our newly acquired property." Alex stepped forward, his voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "I'm Dr. Alex Ryder of Earth's Cosmic Ecology Initiative. This planet is uncharted and unclaimed. We're here on a scientific expedition sanctioned by the Galactic Council." Xelorian's form rippled with what might have been amusement. "The Galactic Council's authority is limited in these matters. This world's resources are too valuable to be left to mere scientific curiosity." As Alex prepared to respond, he felt a subtle shift in the air around them. The planet's vibrant ecosystem seemed to pulse with renewed energy, as if reacting to the threat. He realized with a start that this confrontation was about more than just one alien world. It was a pivotal moment that would define Earth's role as guardians of cosmic biodiversity. The stage was set for a clash of ideologies, with an entire world hanging in the balance. Alex knew that his next moves would be crucial, not just for this planet, but for the future of galactic conservation itself. Alex's mind raced, weighing the diplomatic and scientific implications of this encounter. He'd faced corporate interests before, but never on an interstellar scale. The fate of an entire world's ecosystem hung in the balance. Xelorians, Alex began, his voice calm but firm. This planet's biodiversity is unlike anything we've encountered. Its value to science, to understanding the very nature of life itself, far outweighs any short-term resource gains. The alien entity's form shimmered, a ripple of what might have been amusement passing through its ethereal body. Dr. Ryder, your reputation precedes you. Earth's stance on conservation is admirable, if somewhat impractical in the grand scheme of galactic economics. Xelor Prime glided forward, its presence a reminder of the galactic community Earth now belonged to. The Galactic Council would not look kindly upon unauthorized exploitation of an uncharted world, especially one of such unique ecological significance. Xelorians' response was immediate and chilling. The Galactic Resource Acquisition Corporation operates beyond the Council's jurisdiction. We have investors and interests that span multiple galaxies. This world is but a small piece in a much larger puzzle. As the tension mounted, Alex noticed something extraordinary happening around them. The planet's flora seemed to be responding to the confrontation. Tendrils of luminescent plants, slowly encircling both groups. It was as if the world itself was listening, evaluating. Eli sidled up to Alex, his voice low. "Alex, you need to see this. The planet's biosignatures are off the charts. It's like the entire ecosystem is one interconnected organism." This revelation sparked an idea in Alex's mind. If the planet was indeed a single, vast organism, then any attempt at resource extraction could be catastrophic, not just ecologically but potentially for the exploiters themselves. "Xelorians," Alex said, a new confidence in his voice. "I propose a joint survey. Before any claims are staked, we need to understand exactly what we're dealing with here. This planet, it's more than just a collection of resources. It's alive in ways we're only beginning to comprehend." The alien entity paused, its form fluctuating as it considered the proposal. "Intriguing. You believe this world to be sentient?" Alex chose his words carefully. "I believe it's something beyond our current understanding of life, and that makes it invaluable. Not as a resource to be exploited, but as a teacher." As if in response to his words, the bioluminescent tendrils around them pulsed with increased intensity. The air thrummed with an energy that set everyone's instruments haywire. Xelorians' form stabilized, taking on a more defined shape. "Very well, Dr. Ryder, a joint survey, but be warned, if this planet proves to be merely an unusually vibrant ecosystem, the Galactic Resource Acquisition Corporation will proceed with its plans." Alex nodded, knowing this was both a victory and the beginning of an even greater challenge. He turned to his team, seeing a mix of determination and apprehension on their faces. "All right, let's make this count. Eli, I want continuous scans of the planet's bioelectric field. Xelor Prime, your expertise in energy-based lifeforms could be crucial here. The rest of you, document everything. If this planet is trying to communicate, we need to be ready to listen." As the two groups began their uneasy collaboration, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that they were standing on the precipice of a discovery that could reshape galactic understanding of life itself. The planet pulsed around them, its mysteries waiting to be unraveled. What they would discover in the coming hours would not only determine the fate of this world, but potentially redefine Earth's role as guardians of cosmic biodiversity. The true test of humanity's commitment to conservation and understanding was about to begin. The joint survey team moved deeper into the alien landscape, an uneasy alliance of Earth scientists and corporate representatives. Alex led the way, his senses on high alert for any sign of the planet's supposed sentience. Eli worked feverishly on his data pad, correlating the constant stream of information from their sensors. "Alex, these readings are like nothing I've ever seen. The bioelectric field is constantly shifting, almost like it's thinking." Xyernax glided alongside them, its ethereal form a stark contrast to the vibrant life surrounding them. Fascinating, truly. But I fail to see how this precludes resource extraction. Many worlds have complex ecosystems that coexist with industrial operations. Alex was about to retort when something caught his eye. A patch of vegetation ahead was moving, not with the wind, but with purpose. As they watched, it reshaped itself into a structure reminiscent of Earth's coral reefs, but with a complexity that defied explanation. "Look there," Alex pointed. "That's not random growth. It's responsive, adaptive. This planet isn't just alive, it's actively reacting to our presence." As if to underscore his words, a series of bioluminescent pulses rippled through the ground beneath their feet, forming intricate patterns that spread out in all directions. Xyler Prime's multifaceted eyes widened. "Dr. Ryder, these energy patterns, they bear a striking resemblance to neural networks, but on a planetary scale." The implications were staggering. Alex turned to Xyernax, seeing a flicker of uncertainty in the alien's shifting form. "Do you understand what this means? We're not just walking on a planet. We're inside a living, thinking entity. Any attempt at resource extraction would be tantamount to vivisection." Xyernax's form rippled with what might have been frustration. "Impressive, certainly. But the corporation has dealt with sentient planets before. There are protocols, compensations." Before Alex could respond, the ground beneath them trembled. Not violently, but with a purposeful rhythm. Nearby, a stand of crystalline structures began to resonate, producing a harmonic tone that seemed to penetrate to the core of their beings. Eli's data pad erupted with activity. "Alex, the bioelectric field? It's organizing, I think. I think it's trying to communicate." The air around them shimmered, coalescing into a vaguely humanoid shape composed of light, plant matter, and swirling energy. When it spoke, it was not with words, but with impressions and emotions that flooded their minds. Understanding, curiosity, and a deep, profound sense of life that stretched back eons. Alex stepped forward, his heart racing. "We hear you," he said, hoping the planet could understand. "We come seeking knowledge, to learn and to protect." The entity's response was a wave of warmth and approval, followed by a series of vivid images. Alex saw the planet's history unfold before his eyes, countless species evolving and adapting, all part of a grand, interconnected consciousness. But then the images turned dark. Alex witnessed other worlds stripped of life, their resources depleted. He felt the planet's fear, its determination to avoid such a fate. As the vision faded, Alex turned to Xyernax, his expression resolute. "This world is not a resource to be exploited. It's a living library of cosmic evolution, a wellspring of knowledge that could benefit all species. Earth stands as its protector." Xyernax's form flickered, uncertainty clear in its shifting patterns. The corporate representative was clearly unprepared for this level of complexity. Alex pressed his advantage. "Think of the possibilities. Not for resource extraction, but for learning. This planet could teach us more about adaptive evolution and ecosystem management than 1,000 lifetimes of conventional research." As Xyernax contemplated this, the planetary entity pulsed again, this time with an offer. Images of controlled, sustainable research stations flowed into their minds, along with the promise of shared knowledge. Alex held his breath, watching as Xyernax's form stabilized, taking on a more defined shape. The corporate representative had reached a decision, one that would shape the future of not just this world, but potentially the entire approach to cosmic resource management. Xyernax's form solidified, taking on a more humanoid appearance. "Dr. Ryder, your argument is compelling. The Galactic Resource Acquisition Corporation prides itself on being at the forefront of innovation. Perhaps there is more value in knowledge than raw resources." Alex felt a surge of hope, but he knew better than to celebrate prematurely. "Then you'll withdraw your claim on this world?" "Not entirely," Xyernax replied, its voice taking on a businesslike tone. "But I propose a compromise. The corporation will establish a research outpost here, in collaboration with Earth's Cosmic Ecology Initiative. We pool our resources, share the knowledge gained, and ensure this world remains protected. Alex exchanged glances with Eli and Xyler Prime. It wasn't a complete victory, but it was a start. We'd need guarantees. Strict protocols to ensure the planet's well-being is the top priority. As they discussed the terms, the planetary entity pulsed around them, waves of cautious optimism rippling through the ecosystem. Alex could sense its approval of the direction the negotiations were taking. Suddenly, Eli's data pad began beeping urgently. "Alex, we've got a problem. I'm picking up multiple ships entering the system. They're not responding to hails, and their energy signatures match known pirate vessels." Alex's heart sank. They'd been so focused on negotiating with Xyronax, they'd let their guard down. "How long do we have?" "Minutes, at most," Eli replied, his fingers flying over the pad. They must have picked up our transmissions, realized there was something valuable here. Xyronax's form shimmered with alarm. "Pirates? Out here? This sector was supposed to be secure." Alex's mind raced. They had two ships, the Gaia and Xyronax's corporate vessel, but they were research vessels, not equipped for combat. The planet was defenseless against a determined assault. Or was it? Alex turned to the shimmering form of the planetary entity. "We need your help," he said aloud, projecting his thoughts as clearly as he could. "There are those coming who would harm you, exploit you. Can you defend yourself?" The response was immediate. The ground trembled, and the air filled with a cacophony of alien sounds. The planet was mobilizing, its entire ecosystem shifting into a defensive stance. "Incredible," Xyler Prime breathed, its multifaceted eyes wide with wonder. Alex nodded, a plan forming in his mind. "All right, here's what we do. Eli, get back to the Gaia. Use its sensors to coordinate with the planet, guide its defenses. Xyler Prime, your energy manipulation skills could be crucial. See if you can interface with the planet's bioelectric field, amplify its efforts." He turned to Xyronax. "We'll need your ship's more advanced technology. Can we count on your support?" The corporate representative hesitated for only a moment before nodding. "The corporation protects its investments. Consider us allies in this." As the team rushed to their positions, Alex felt the planet's consciousness brush against his mind. It was afraid, but also determined. This world had survived for eons, adapting and evolving. It wasn't about to fall to a band of interstellar pirates. The first pirate ships breached the atmosphere, their engines roaring as they descended toward the lush landscape. But the planet was ready. Massive vines erupted from the ground, whipping through the air to entangle the invading vessels. Swarms of flying creatures, their bodies pulsing with bioelectrical energy, surrounded the ships, shorting out their systems. From the Gaia, Eli's voice crackled over the calm. "It's working, Alex. The planet's responding to our guidance, targeting the ship's weak points." Alex watched in awe as the world around him came alive with defensive fury. This was more than just an ecosystem protecting itself. It was a testament to the power of cooperation, of blending human ingenuity with alien biology. As the battle raged overhead, Alex knew that this was just the beginning. The galaxy now knew of this planet's existence, of its value. Earth's role as a guardian of cosmic biodiversity would be more crucial than ever. The pirate ships, overwhelmed by the planet's defenses and the combined efforts of the unlikely allies, began to retreat. But Alex couldn't shake the feeling that this victory was just the first skirmish in a much larger war. A war for the very future of life in the cosmos. As the last of the pirate ships disappeared into the upper atmosphere, a sense of stunned silence fell over the group. The planet's ecosystem, moments ago a frenzy of defensive activity, gradually settled back into its normal rhythms, though Alex could sense a lingering alertness in the air. "That was unprecedented," Xyronax said, its form still flickering with residual energy from the battle. "I've never seen a planet defend itself with such coordination and effectiveness." Alex nodded. his mind racing with the implications of what they'd just witnessed. This changes everything, not just for this world, but for our understanding of planetary ecosystems across the galaxy. Eli jogged up, his face flushed with excitement. Alex, the data we collected during the attack, it's groundbreaking. The level of coordination between different species, the speed of adaptation. It's like the entire planet is one giant, interconnected immune system. More than that, Xelor Prime added, gliding over to join them. The planet didn't just defend itself, it showed restraint. It could have easily destroyed those ships, but it merely repelled them. There's a level of consciousness here that goes beyond mere survival instinct. As they discussed the implications, Alex felt a gentle probe at the edge of his consciousness. The planetary entity was reaching out again, this time with a clear invitation. Without hesitation, Alex opened his mind to the connection. A flood of images and sensations washed over him. He saw the planet's history, stretching back millions of years. Countless species evolving, adapting, all part of a grand, interconnected web of life. But more than that, he felt the planet's purpose, its role as a preserver of life. A sanctuary for species from across the galaxy whose worlds had been destroyed or rendered uninhabitable. As the vision faded, Alex turned to his companions, his eyes wide with wonder. This world, it's not just a planet, it's a refuge, a living ark preserving species from across the cosmos. The implications were staggering. This wasn't just about protecting one unique ecosystem. It was about safeguarding a repository of galactic biodiversity, perhaps the greatest conservation project in the history of the universe. Xyronax's form shimmered with what Alex now recognized as deep thought. The corporation's investors will need to be convinced of the value of preservation over exploitation. But perhaps there's a way to align our interests. A galactic wildlife preserve of this scale would require significant resources to study and protect. Alex nodded, seeing the potential for a true partnership. Earth's Cosmic Ecology Initiative could provide the scientific expertise, while the corporation could offer logistical support and help secure the planet against future threats. As they began to hash out the details of this unprecedented collaboration, Eli's data pad pinged with an incoming transmission. His face grew serious as he read it. Alex, we've got another situation. The Galactic Council is demanding an explanation for the unauthorized combat that just took place in this sector. They're sending a delegation, and they're not happy. Alex sighed, realizing that their challenges were far from over. They had protected the planet from immediate threat, but now they faced a different kind of battle, one of politics and galactic law. All right, he said, straightening his shoulders. We've faced down pirates and corporate interests. We can handle a few angry bureaucrats. Eli, prepare a full report of everything we've discovered. Xelor Prime, we'll need your diplomatic skills to help navigate council politics. He turned to Xyronax. And we'll need the corporation's influence. This isn't just about one planet anymore. We're redefining galactic conservation policy. As the team prepared for the arrival of the council delegation, Alex took a moment to connect once more with the planetary consciousness. He felt its gratitude, but also its concern. The world had hidden itself for eons, and now it was thrust onto the galactic stage. We'll protect you, Alex promised silently. No matter what it takes. The planet's response was a wave of warmth and determination. Whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. The battle for the future of cosmic biodiversity had only just begun. The Galactic Council delegation arrived with all the pomp and circumstance one would expect from an interstellar governing body. Their ship, a sleek vessel that seemed to bend light around it, touched down in a clearing hastily prepared by the planet itself. Alex stood at the forefront of the welcoming committee, flanked by Eli, Xelor Prime, and, surprisingly, Xyronax. The corporate representative's presence was a testament to how quickly alliances could shift in the face of unprecedented discoveries. As the council members disembarked, Alex recognized several species he'd encountered in his years of cosmic diplomacy. but it was the lead delegate who caught his attention, a towering, crystalline being that seemed to shimmer with internal light. This was Counselor Vexalia, renowned for her unwavering commitment to galactic law. Dr. Ryder, Vexalia's voice resonated in their minds, bypassing the need for verbal communication. You have caused quite a stir. Unauthorized combat in a protected sector, collaboration with a corporation known for exploitative practices, and now claims of a sentient planet. Explain yourself. Alex took a deep breath, knowing that his next words could shape the future of not just this world, but galactic conservation efforts as a whole. Counselor, esteemed delegates, what we've discovered here goes beyond anything in our current legal or scientific frameworks. This planet is not just alive, it's a sanctuary, a living repository of biodiversity from across the cosmos. He gestured to the lush landscape around them, which seemed to pulse with heightened activity in the presence of the new arrivals. Every ecosystem here is a carefully maintained habitat, preserving species whose homeworlds have been lost or destroyed. It's been doing this for millions of years, completely hidden from the galactic community. Vexalia's crystalline form shifted, a sign of intense interest. These are extraordinary claims, Dr. Ryder. What evidence can you provide? Illy stepped forward, data pad in hand. We have comprehensive scans and biological samples, Counselor. But more than that, the planet itself can communicate its purpose. With your permission, it would like to share its story directly. The council delegates exchanged glances, a mix of skepticism and curiosity evident in their varied expressions. After a moment of silent deliberation, Vexalia nodded. Proceed. Alex closed his eyes, reaching out with his mind to the planetary consciousness they'd come to know. It's all right, he thought. Show them. Help them understand. The response was immediate and overwhelming. The air around them shimmered, and suddenly the clearing was filled with holographic projections of alien landscapes. Ecosystems from 1,000 worlds bloomed and thrived before their eyes, each one a perfect recreation maintained by this living planet. Gasps of awe echoed from the council delegates as they witnessed species long thought extinct, preserved here in vibrant detail. The planet's story unfolded in their minds, a tale of cosmic compassion, of a world that had taken it upon itself to be the guardian of life in all its diverse forms. As the vision faded, Alex opened his eyes to see the council members in various states of shock and wonder. Even the stoic Vexalia seemed moved, her crystalline form glowing with heightened emotion. This changes everything, Vexalia said, her mental voice tinged with awe. The implications for our understanding of cosmic ecology, of life itself. Xernax stepped forward, its form solidifying into a more diplomatic stance. Counselor, the Galactic Resource Acquisition Corporation recognizes the unprecedented value of this discovery. We are prepared to commit our resources to the protection and study of this world, in full cooperation with Earth's Cosmic Ecology Initiative and under the oversight of the Galactic Council. Alex held his breath, watching as Vexalia considered this unexpected offer. The next few moments would determine not just the fate of this living ark, but potentially the future of galactic conservation efforts. Vexalia's form pulsed with deliberation before she spoke. This situation requires careful consideration. We will need to establish new protocols, perhaps even new laws to protect and study this unique world. Dr. Ryder, your team's expertise will be crucial in this endeavor. Alex nodded, a sense of relief washing over him. We're at your disposal, Counselor. This world has entrusted us with its secret. We have a responsibility to ensure its protection and to learn from its example. As the council delegates began discussing the logistics of this new galactic initiative, Alex felt a gentle probe from the planetary consciousness. It radiated gratitude, but also a sense of caution. The world had revealed itself, but in doing so, it had become vulnerable. Alex silently renewed his promise to the living planet. The road ahead would be challenging, fraught with political maneuvering and the ever-present threat of those who would exploit rather than preserve. But they had taken the first crucial steps towards a new era of cosmic conservation. The guardians of the cosmic ecosystem had found their calling, and the universe would never be the same. In the weeks that followed, the living planet became a hub of frenetic, yet carefully controlled activity. Under the watchful eye of the Galactic Council, research outposts were established, each one designed to have minimal impact on the delicate ecosystems they studied. Alex found himself at the center of it all, coordinating efforts between Earth scientists, corporate researchers, and a growing number of alien biologists drawn by the planet's unparalleled biodiversity. One morning, as twin suns rose over a landscape that seemed to shift and change with each passing day, Alex stood on the observation deck of the main research facility. Beside him, Ely pored over the latest data streams, his excitement palpable. "Alex, you're not going to believe this," Ely said, his eyes wide with wonder. "We've identified over 1,000 species previously thought extinct, and that's just in the sector we've been able to survey so far. The implications for restoration ecology across the galaxy are staggering." Alex nodded, a sense of profound responsibility settling over him. "It's not just about preservation anymore, Eli. This world is giving us the tools to potentially restore ecosystems on planets we thought were lost causes." Their conversation was interrupted by the arrival of Xelor Prime, its form shimmering with barely contained excitement. "Dr. Ryder, we've made a breakthrough in communicating with some of the more esoteric life forms. There's something you need to see." Intrigued, Alex followed Xelor Prime to a secure laboratory where Xyernax and a team of researchers were gathered around a containment field. Inside, a creature that defied easy description floated, a being of pure energy, its form constantly shifting and pulsing. "We believe this entity is one of the original architects of the planet's preservation efforts," Xyernax explained, its voice hushed with awe. "It's ancient, possibly older than many of the civilizations we know." As Alex watched, the energy being began to pulse in a rhythmic pattern. Xelor Prime's multifaceted eyes widened. "It's communicating. Dr. Ryder, I believe it wants to connect with you directly." Alex hesitated for only a moment before nodding. "I'm ready." As he opened his mind to the ancient entity, Alex was flooded with visions and knowledge that threatened to overwhelm him. He saw the birth and death of stars, the rise and fall of countless civilizations, and through it all, the constant thread of life adapting, evolving, enduring. When the connection faded, Alex staggered, supported by Ely and Xelor Prime. "It showed me everything," he gasped. "This planet, it's not unique. There are others like it scattered across the galaxy, hidden sanctuaries preserving the diversity of life." The implications were staggering. What they had discovered wasn't just one living ark, but an entire network of them, a galactic fail-safe system designed to preserve life in all its forms. Xyernax's form rippled with intense interest. "A network? Dr. Ryder, do you understand what this means? The potential for scientific discovery, for resource, for knowledge," it quickly corrected, noting Alex's sharp glance. "It means we have an even greater responsibility," Alex said firmly. "This isn't just about protecting one planet anymore. We're part of something much larger, a cosmic plan to ensure life endures, no matter what catastrophes may come." As the team digested this revelation, alarms suddenly blared throughout the facility. Ely rushed to a nearby console, his face paling as he read the incoming data. "Multiple ships dropping out of hyperspace," he reported. "Unknown configuration, but they're heavily armed. I think they might be terraformers." Alex's blood ran cold. The terraformers were a group of fanatical artificial life forms dedicated to reshaping planets to their ideal of perfection, with no regard for existing ecosystems. If they had discovered this living ark— "Alert the Galactic Council," Alex ordered, his mind racing. "Activate all planetary defenses. Xyernax, we'll need every ship your corporation can spare." As the facility erupted into action, Alex reached out once more to the planetary consciousness. They had faced challenges before, but this was a threat to not just one world, but to the entire concept of biodiversity itself. The planet's response was immediate and resolute. Every ecosystem began to shift, preparing for battle. Alex felt a surge of determination flow through him, a combination of his own resolve and the ancient world's unwavering spirit. "All right," he said, turning to his team. "Let's show these terraformers why diversity is the universe's greatest strength." As they rushed to their stations, Alex knew that the true test of their role as guardians of the cosmic ecosystem was about to begin. The fate of not just one planet, but potentially all life in the galaxy, hung in the balance. The sky above the living planet erupted into chaos as the terraformer fleet engaged the hastily assembled defense force. Sleek Galactic Council ships maneuvered alongside the more utilitarian vessels of the Galactic Resource Acquisition Corporation, presenting a united front against the invaders. From the command center hastily established beneath the planet's surface, Alex coordinated the defense efforts. Holographic displays showed the battle raging above, while others depicted the planet's surface as it underwent rapid, strategic changes. "Eli, status report," Alex called out, his eyes darting between screens. Eli's fingers flew over his console. "The planet's responding beautifully, Alex. It's reconfiguring entire ecosystems to create natural fortifications. Atmospheric layers are being altered to disrupt the terraformer's sensors." Xelor Prime glided up, its form pulsing with nervous energy. "Dr. Ryder, we've intercepted communications from the terraformer fleet. Their goal is not mere conquest. They seek to sterilize the planet, to create a blank slate for their own twisted vision of life." Alex's jaw clenched. The stakes were even higher than he'd feared. "We can't let that happen. This world isn't just a planet, it's a legacy, a living record of cosmic biodiversity." Xelorians, who had been coordinating with its corporate fleet, turned to Alex. "Our ships are taking heavy losses, Dr. Ryder. The terraformers' technology is unlike anything we've encountered. We need a game changer." As if in response to Xelorians' words, Alex felt a familiar probe at the edge of his consciousness. The planet was reaching out, not just to him, but to everyone in the command center. Its message was clear: it had a plan, but it would require perfect synchronization between the world's ecosystems and the defending fleet. "Everyone, listen closely," Alex said, his voice cutting through the chaos of the command center. "The planet is going to attempt something unprecedented. We need to coordinate our efforts with its natural defenses. Eli, link our systems with the planet's bioelectric field. Xelor Prime, use your energy manipulation skills to amplify the signal. Xelorians, have your ships ready to follow our lead." As the team scrambled to implement Alex's orders, he opened his mind fully to the planetary consciousness. The plan that unfolded in his mind was audacious, a symphony of biological and technological coordination on a scale never before attempted. Above, the terraformer fleet pressed its advantage, its ships unleashing salvos of energy weapons designed to break down organic matter at the molecular level. But as their beams lanced toward the planet's surface, something extraordinary happened. The atmosphere itself seemed to come alive, layers of bioluminescent microorganisms coalescing to form a shield that absorbed and redirected the terraformers' attacks. On the ground, entire forests uprooted themselves, their interlinked root systems forming living networks that transmitted energy and information across the planet's surface. "Now," Alex shouted, feeling the planet's surge of power. In perfect synchronization, the defending fleet unleashed a barrage of fire. But these weren't ordinary weapons. Each shot was infused with the planet's bioelectric energy, carrying within it the distilled essence of millions of years of evolution and adaptation. The terraformers, for all their advanced technology, found themselves outmatched by the sheer creativity and diversity of the assault. Their ships, designed to break down and reshape organic matter, were overwhelmed by the constantly adapting, ever-changing nature of the attack. In the command center, Alex watched in awe as the tide of battle turned. The terraformer fleet, once so formidable, began to falter. Ships fell from the sky, not destroyed, but transformed. The planet's defensive energy had infected them, turning the very vessels of destruction into seeds of new, diverse life. As the last of the terraformer ships succumbed to the planet's defense, a cheer went up in the command center. They had done it. Against all odds, they had protected not just a world, but a cornerstone of galactic biodiversity. But Alex knew their work was far from over. As the adrenaline of battle faded, he turned to his team, his expression serious. This victory came at a cost. The planet expended enormous energy in its defense, and now the secret of its existence is out. We need to prepare for what comes next. Xelorian nodded, its form solidifying with resolve. The corporation stands ready to assist in the recovery efforts, Dr. Ryder. Perhaps it's time we reconsidered our approach to resource management on a galactic scale. Xelor Prime's multifaceted eyes gleamed with a new light. And the Galactic Council will need to establish new protocols for the protection of living worlds like this one. Dr. Ryder, your expertise will be invaluable in shaping these policies. As the team began to discuss the implications of their victory, Alex felt a gentle pulse from the planetary consciousness. It was tired, yes, but also proud. And more than that, it was ready to take its place in the galactic community, to share its knowledge and diversity with the cosmos. Alex smiled, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. The battle was won, but the true challenge, the challenge of fostering understanding and cooperation across the galaxy, was just beginning. As guardians of the cosmic ecosystem, they had a long road ahead. But for the first time, Alex felt truly optimistic about the future of life in the universe. In the months that followed the terraformer attack, the living planet underwent a remarkable transformation. No longer hidden from the galactic community, it became a beacon of hope and a symbol of the universe's boundless capacity for life. Alex stood on the observation deck of the newly constructed Cosmic Biodiversity Center, watching as ships from across the galaxy arrived, carrying scientists, diplomats, and conservationists eager to learn from this extraordinary world. The center itself was a marvel of bioengineering, seamlessly integrated with the planet's ecosystems. "Quite a view, isn't it?" Eli said, joining Alex at the window. "Sometimes I still can't believe how far we've come." Alex nodded, a smile playing on his lips. From a hidden sanctuary to the forefront of galactic conservation, it's been quite a journey. Their conversation was interrupted by the arrival of Xelor Prime, its form shimmering with excitement. "Dr. Ryder, the Galactic Council's final vote on the Cosmic Ecosystem Protection Act is about to begin. They're ready for your address." Taking a deep breath, Alex followed Xelor Prime to the communication hub. The faces of council members from 100 worlds filled the screens, their diverse forms a testament to the very principles they were gathered to protect. "Distinguished members of the Galactic Council," Alex began, his voice steady and clear. "Today, we stand at a crossroads. The discovery of this living planet and the network of biosphere sanctuaries, its part of has opened our eyes to the true scope of life's diversity in our galaxy. The choice before us is simple. Do we continue on a path of exploitation and destruction, or do we embrace our role as stewards of this cosmic legacy?" As Alex spoke, he felt the familiar presence of the planetary consciousness supporting him, providing him with the words to bridge the gap between worlds, species, and ideologies. "The Cosmic Ecosystem Protection Act is more than just a set of conservation laws," he continued. "It's a commitment to understanding and preserving the intricate web of life that connects us all. By ratifying this act, we're not just protecting individual planets or species, we're safeguarding the very foundations of life itself, ensuring that the incredible diversity we've discovered will continue to evolve and flourish for eons to come." The council chambers fell silent as Alex's words sank in. Then, one by one, members began to signal their approval. Even representatives from traditionally exploitative societies found themselves swayed by the undeniable value of preserving galactic biodiversity. As the final votes were tallied, a cheer erupted in the communication hub. The Cosmic Ecosystem Protection Act had passed unanimously, ushering in a new era of galactic conservation. Xelorian, who had been watching from the sidelines, approached Alex, its form radiating a newfound sense of purpose. Dr. Ryder, the Galactic Resource Acquisition Corporation has undergone some restructuring. We'd like to officially rebrand as the Galactic Ecosystem Preservation Alliance. With your approval, of course. Alex smiled, extending his hand. I think that's a change we can all get behind. Welcome to the team, officially. As the celebrations continued around them, Alex felt a gentle nudge at the edge of his consciousness. The living planet was calling him. Excusing himself, he made his way to a quiet grove that had become his favorite spot for communing with the world's vast intelligence. As he opened his mind to the planet, he was flooded with images not just of this world, but of others like it across the galaxy. He saw the network of living arcs awakening, ready to share their knowledge and diversity with a universe finally prepared to understand their value. But more than that, he felt the planet's gratitude and its hope for the future. In exposing itself to the galactic community, it had taken a tremendous risk. But that risk had paid off, sparking a movement that would reshape the way intelligent species interacted with the ecosystems around them. As the vision faded, Alex found himself filled with a profound sense of purpose. The journey that had begun with a simple research expedition had blossomed into something far greater, a galactic commitment to preserving and understanding the incredible diversity of life in all its forms. Rejoining his team, Alex looked out at the bustling activity of the Cosmic Biodiversity Center. Scientists from 100 worlds worked side by side, sharing knowledge and marveling at new discoveries. In the skies above, ships arrived and departed, carrying the message of conservation to the farthest reaches of the galaxy. So, Dr. Ryder, Eli said with a grin, what's next for the guardians of the cosmic ecosystem? Alex chuckled, his eyes bright with the promise of new adventures. Eli, my friend, we've only just begun. There's a whole universe of life out there waiting to be discovered, understood, and protected. And I have a feeling it's going to need Earth's unique perspective more than ever. As the twin suns set on another day on the living planet, Alex knew that while one chapter had closed, an even greater story was just beginning. The guardians of the cosmic ecosystem had found their calling, and the universe would forever be changed by the legacy of Earth's commitment to diversity and life in all its wondrous forms. Dr. Alex Ryder stood at the viewport of the Earthship Gaia Roman II, his eyes fixed on the desolate world slowly rotating below. After 5 years of groundbreaking work in galactic conservation, he thought he'd seen it all. Once again, he was wrong. Final approach to planet XJ-27, Eli's voice crackled through the ship's comm. Atmospheric readings are... Well, there's barely an atmosphere to speak of, Alex. Whatever happened here, it was catastrophic. Alex nodded grimly, his mind racing with possibilities. The planet before them was a far cry from the vibrant, living worlds they'd grown accustomed to studying. Its surface was a monotonous gray, devoid of any visible signs of life or liquid water. Remind me why we're here again, Xyernax asked, its form shimmering with unease as it glided up beside Alex. The once corporate entity had become an invaluable member of the team, its business acumen now turned towards the preservation of life rather than its exploitation. The signal, Alex replied, his voice low with a mix of anticipation and dread. A repeating pattern, too regular to be natural, too complex to be random space noise. Something down there is calling out, and after 5 years of silence, it suddenly decided to make itself known. Xyler Prime joined them, its multifaceted eyes scanning the barren world. There are no records of intelligent life ever existing on this planet. Whatever sent that signal, it's not in any of our databases. As the Gaia Roman II began its descent, Alex couldn't shake a feeling of unease. They had faced their share of challenges since the establishment of the Cosmic Ecosystem Protection Act, from rogue terraformers to well-meaning but misguided attempts at improving natural habitats. But this felt different. There was an air of ancient mystery about this world that set his scientific instincts on high alert. The ship touched down on a vast, featureless plain. As the team prepared for their first surface excursion, Alex ran through the safety protocols one last time. Remember, we don't know what we're dealing with here. Full containment suits at all times. Any sign of biological activity, no matter how small, gets documented and quarantined. Stepping out onto the planet's surface was like walking into a grayscale photograph. The ground beneath their feet was a fine, ash-like substance that seemed to absorb both sound and light. In the distance, the remnants of what might have once been mountains stood as eroded stumps, silent witnesses to whatever cataclysm had befallen this world. "Eli, are you getting a fix on that signal?" Alex asked, his voice sounding flat and lifeless in the thin atmosphere. Eli consulted his handheld scanner, frowning behind his helmet visor. "It's strange, Alex. The signal seems to be coming from everywhere and nowhere at once. It's like the entire planet is resonating with it." As they moved further from the ship, Alex noticed something odd about their footprints. The ash-like substance seemed to ripple slightly with each step, almost as if it were responding to their presence. "Everyone, stop," he commanded, kneeling to examine the ground more closely. As he watched, the disturbed particles slowly, almost imperceptibly, began to rearrange themselves, erasing all signs of their passage. "Incredible," Xelor Prime breathed, its form pulsing with excitement. "This isn't a dead world at all. It's—" Before Xelor could finish, the ground beneath them shuddered. A sound, felt more than heard, reverberated through their bodies. The ash began to swirl, forming intricate patterns that spread out in all directions. "Back to the ship, now!" Alex shouted, but it was too late. The seemingly lifeless ground erupted around them, tendrils of gray matter shooting upwards to envelop them in a shimmering cocoon. As darkness closed in, Alex's last conscious thought was a mixture of fear and exhilaration. They had come seeking answers about this mysterious world, and it seemed the planet was eager to provide them, whether they were ready or not. The last echoes of a long-forgotten extinction were about to reveal themselves, and Alex Rider and his team were at the heart of a discovery that would shake the foundations of their understanding of life itself. Consciousness returned to Alex in waves, each one bringing with it a flood of sensory information that threatened to overwhelm him. He found himself in a vast, cavernous space, the walls pulsing with bioluminescent patterns that seemed to shift and change with his every thought. "Eli? Xelor Prime? Xyronax?" he called out, his voice echoing strangely in the organic chamber. To his relief, he heard groans and movements nearby as his team regained consciousness. "I'm here, Alex," Eli's voice came from his right. "But I'm not sure where here is. Our suits, they're gone, but I'm breathing. How is this possible?" Alex looked down at himself, realizing with a start that Eli was right. Their protective gear had vanished, yet they seemed to be in no distress. The air, if it could be called that, felt thick and nutrient-rich, almost as if they were breathing a liquid. Xelor Prime's form shimmered into view, its usual glow pulsing erratically. "This defies all known laws of xenobiology. We're inside some kind of living structure." Before Alex could respond, a voice unlike any he'd ever heard reverberated through the chamber. It wasn't sound in the traditional sense, but rather a direct impression in their minds, carrying with it emotions and images. "Welcome, guardians of life. We have waited eons for beings such as you to return to our world." The walls of the chamber shifted, forming a vaguely humanoid shape that towered over them. Its features were constantly in flux, as if struggling to find a form that the visitors could comprehend. Alex stepped forward, his scientific curiosity overriding his caution. "Who? What are you? What happened to this planet?" The being's form rippled, projecting a sense of ancient sorrow. "We are the last of the eco-shapers, the guardians of life on this world. Long ago, our planet teemed with biodiversity that rivaled your Earth. We had mastered the art of shaping ecosystems, of nurturing life in all its forms." Images flooded their minds, a world of impossible beauty and complexity, where every niche was filled with wondrous creatures. But then the visions turned dark. "We grew arrogant in our mastery," the being continued. "We sought to perfect life itself, to guide evolution towards an ideal we thought we understood. Our hubris led to catastrophe." Alex watched in horror as the lush world was consumed by a wave of gray, lifeless matter, the same substance that now covered the planet's surface. In our attempt to create the perfect life form, we unleashed a force we couldn't control. It consumed everything, reducing our world to the barren husk you see today. We, the last of our kind, retreated deep beneath the surface, preserving what little we could of our world's genetic legacy. Xelorians, who had been uncharacteristically quiet, finally spoke. But why reveal yourselves now? Why send out the signal after so long? The Eco-Shapers' form pulsed with urgency. Because we have sensed a change in the cosmic order. The rise of your Cosmic Ecosystem Protection Act has created a ripple of hope. We believe that with your help, we can undo the damage we have done, to restore our world and share our knowledge with the galaxy. Alex's mind raced with the implications. The ability to regenerate entire ecosystems could revolutionize their conservation efforts across the galaxy. But the risks? There's more, isn't there? He asked, sensing a hesitation in the ancient being's thoughts. The chamber darkened, and a new series of images filled their minds. Vast fleets of ships, worlds transformed in the blink of an eye, civilizations rising and falling like waves on a cosmic shore. Our awakening has not gone unnoticed, the Eco-Shaper warned. There are those in the galaxy who would use our power not to nurture life, but to control it. They call themselves the Lazarus Collective, and they seek to remake the cosmos in their image. As the gravity of the situation sank in, Alex realized that they stood at a crossroads of galactic importance. The knowledge of the Eco-Shapers could be the key to preserving biodiversity on an unprecedented scale, but in the wrong hands, it could lead to the homogenization of all life in the universe. We need to make a decision, Alex said, turning to his team. Do we help the Eco-Shapers restore their world, knowing it could attract the attention of this Lazarus Collective? Or do we walk away, leaving this power buried but safe? The chamber fell silent as each member of the team grappled with the weight of the choice before them. The fate of not just one world, but potentially all life in the galaxy, hung in the balance, and Alex knew that whatever they decided, nothing would ever be the same again. The silence in the chamber was palpable as Alex and his team wrestled with a monumental decision before them. Eli was the first to speak, his voice quiet but resolute. Alex, we can't walk away from this. The potential to restore dead worlds, to preserve species on the brink of extinction. It's everything we've been working towards. Xelor Prime's form pulsed with concern. While I agree with the potential benefits, we must consider the risks. If this Lazarus Collective is as powerful as the Eco-Shapers suggest, we could be inviting a conflict beyond our ability to manage. Xelorians, ever the pragmatist, offered a different perspective. Perhaps there's a middle ground. We assist the Eco-Shapers in restoring a small portion of their world, enough to study their methods without attracting too much attention. Alex nodded, considering each viewpoint. He turned back to the towering form of the Eco-Shaper. Before we make our decision, I need to understand more about this Lazarus Collective. Who are they? What are their capabilities? The being's form shimmered, projecting a series of vivid images into their minds. Alex saw worlds transformed in the blink of an eye, entire ecosystems reshaped to suit the whims of godlike entities. The Lazarus Collective appeared as a union of highly advanced civilizations, each with the power to manipulate matter and energy on a scale that made even the most advanced Galactic Council technology seem primitive. They seek uniformity, the Eco-Shaper explained, its mental voice tinged with dread. In their vision, the chaos of natural evolution is a flaw to be corrected. They would remake all life in the galaxy to fit their ideal of perfection. Alex felt a chill run down his spine. The Lazarus Collective represented everything they had fought against, the idea that biodiversity was something to be controlled rather than preserved. We can't let that happen, he said firmly. The variety of life in the cosmos is its greatest strength. If we allow it to be homogenized, we lose everything that makes the universe wondrous. He turned to his team, his decision made. We're going to help the Eco-Shapers, but we're going to do it smart. Eli, I want you to work with them on developing a scaled-down version of their restoration process, something we can potentially adapt for use on other worlds without raising alarms. Xyler Prime, he continued, your expertise in energy manipulation will be crucial. See if you can find a way to mask the energy signatures of the restoration process. We need to keep this under wraps for as long as possible. Xyernax, I need you to reach out to your contacts in the Galactic Ecosystem Preservation Alliance. Quietly, we may need resources and political support if things escalate. As his team nodded in agreement, Alex addressed the Eco-Shaper once more. We'll help you restore a small portion of your world, but I need your word that you'll share your knowledge with us, to be used for the benefit of all life in the galaxy, not just your own world. The massive being's form rippled with what Alex interpreted as relief and gratitude. You have our word, Guardian Rider. Our knowledge is yours, to be used in the service of life's grand tapestry. With their course set, the team began preparations for what would undoubtedly be their most challenging and potentially dangerous mission yet. As Alex watched his colleagues spring into action, he couldn't shake a sense of foreboding. They were about to upset the balance of power in the galaxy, and he knew that sooner or later, the Lazarus Collective would take notice. Outside the living chamber, on the gray, lifeless surface of the planet, the first seeds of change were already taking root. Microscopic organisms, dormant for eons, began to stir. The world held its breath, poised on the cusp of rebirth or final extinction. And somewhere in the vast expanse of space, ancient sensors long dormant flickered to life, registering a disturbance in the cosmic order. The game was afoot, and the stakes were nothing less than the future of life itself in the universe. Days blurred into weeks as Alex and his team worked tirelessly alongside the Eco-Shapers. The cavernous underground chamber had transformed into a hub of frenetic activity, a fusion of advanced alien biotechnology and human ingenuity. Ely hunched over a holographic display, his fingers dancing across the interface as he fine-tuned the scaled-down restoration process. Alex, you need to see this, he called out, excitement evident in his voice. We've managed to isolate the key components of the Eco-Shaper's regenerative matrix. If my calculations are correct, we could potentially jumpstart an entire ecosystem with just a few milliliters of this stuff. Alex leaned in, studying the swirling patterns of genetic code and energy signatures. Incredible! Have you tested it yet? Ely nodded, pulling up another display. Small scale only, but the results are promising. Watch this. The screen showed a time-lapse of a small patch of the planet's barren surface. As the regenerative matrix was introduced, life exploded into being. Microorganisms multiplied rapidly, forming the foundation for more complex life forms. Within hours, the test area was teeming with a variety of plant-like organisms, each adapting and evolving in real time to create a balanced micro-ecosystem. It's like watching millions of years of evolution in fast forward, Alex breathed, awestruck by the implications. Xyler Prime glided over, its form pulsing with cautious optimism. I've made progress on masking the energy signatures, but I fear it may not be enough. The power required for even this small-scale restoration is immense. If the Lazarus Collective is as advanced as we believe, they're bound to notice eventually. Alex nodded grimly. Then we'll need to move fast. Xyernax, any word from your contacts? The former corporate entity shimmered into view, its form coalescing from the shadows. Mixed news, I'm afraid. The Galactic Ecosystem Preservation Alliance is intrigued by our discoveries, but they're hesitant to commit resources without more concrete evidence. However, I've secured a small fleet of ships equipped with the latest in stealth technology. They're on standby, ready to assist if needed. It'll have to do, Alex said, turning to address the Eco-Shaper that had been silently observing their work. We're ready for the first large-scale test. Are you certain you want to proceed? Once we start, there's no going back. The ancient being's form rippled with a mixture of anticipation and resolve. We have waited eons for this chance, Guardian Rider. The risks are great, but the potential reward is greater still. Let us breathe life back into our world. With a nod, Alex gave the signal. Ely activated the regenerative matrix, while Xelor Prime engaged the energy masking field. The chamber hummed with power as the combined technology of multiple civilizations worked in harmony. On the surface, the transformation was nothing short of miraculous. A wave of vibrant green spread outward from the test site, like ripples in a pond. Barren gray earth erupted with life as dormant seeds awakened, and long-extinct species were reborn from preserved genetic material. As the team watched in awe, Alex felt a surge of hope. This was why he had dedicated his life to preserving the cosmos' biodiversity. To see a dead world spring back to life, to witness the resilience and adaptability of nature on a planetary scale, it was beyond anything he had ever imagined. But even as he marveled at the rebirth taking place before him, a nagging sense of unease gnawed at the back of his mind. They had just changed the game on a galactic scale, and he couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Far above the planet's surface, hidden in the shadow of a distant moon, a sleek, otherworldly vessel hung motionless in space. Inside, beings of pure energy and thought observed the unfolding miracle with cold calculation. The Lazarus Collective had taken notice, and the clock was now ticking. As life flourished once more on the reborn world, Alex knew that their greatest challenge still lay ahead. They had ignited a spark of hope for the galaxy's endangered ecosystems, but in doing so, they had also lit a beacon that would draw the attention of forces beyond their comprehension. The real test of humanity's role as guardians of cosmic biodiversity was about to begin, and the fate of countless worlds hung in the balance. The euphoria of success was short-lived. As Alex and his team marveled at the rapidly regenerating ecosystem, alarms blared throughout the underground complex. Xernax's form flickered urgently into view, its usual smooth contours jagged with agitation. Multiple ships dropping out of hyperspace, it reported, projecting a holographic display of the planet's orbit. Configuration unknown, but their energy signatures are off the charts. I think it's them. Alex's heart sank. The Lazarus Collective had arrived sooner than they'd feared. How long do we have? Minutes, at most, Xelor Prime interjected, its multifaceted eyes scanning the incoming data. Their technology, it's beyond anything in our databases. They're already beginning to neutralize our stealth measures. Eli's fingers flew across his console. I'm initiating emergency protocols, uploading all our research to secure Galactic Council servers now. Alex nodded grimly, his mind racing. They couldn't abandon the Eco-Shapers, not after everything they'd accomplished. But facing off against the Lazarus Collective head-on would be suicide. They needed a plan, and fast. Eco-Shapers, he called out, addressing the ancient beings. You've hidden from detection for eons. Can you do it again? Buy us some time? The chamber pulsed with energy as the Eco-Shapers communicated among themselves. Finally, their collective voice resonated in Alex's mind. We can conceal much of the restored area, but not all. The new life is too vibrant, too energetic to be fully masked. We will do what we can. It'll have to be enough, Alex decided. Xernax, contact your fleet. We need every ship we can get. Eli, prep the Gaia Roman II for emergency launch. Xelor Prime, work with the Eco-Shapers. See if we can use their bioengineering skills to create some kind of defense system. As his team sprang into action, Alex felt the weight of responsibility settle heavily on his shoulders. They had known the risks when they started this project, but the reality of facing an advanced, potentially hostile force was daunting. Outside, the newly reborn ecosystem began to shift and change. Massive plant-like structures erupted from the ground, forming a canopy that masked much of the restored area from orbital view. The air shimmered with bioelectric fields, disrupting sensors and creating false readings. Aboard the Gaia Roman II, now hovering just above the planet's surface, Alex watched as Xernax's reinforcements arrived. The small fleet of Galactic Ecosystem Preservation Alliance ships took up defensive positions, their advanced stealth systems making them nearly invisible to conventional scanners. Alex, Eli's voice was tense. We've got incoming. Multiple shuttles breaching the atmosphere. They'll be on us in seconds. Before Alex could respond, the world outside the viewscreen erupted into chaos. Beams of energy lanced down from the Lazarus Collective ships, only to be absorbed and redirected by the planet's newly engineered defenses. The restored ecosystem fought back, launching spores that attached themselves to the invading shuttles, rapidly growing into masses of tendrils that entangled and immobilized them. "It's working," Eli exclaimed. "The Eco-Shaper's defenses are holding." But Alex knew it was only a temporary reprieve. The Lazarus Collective's technology was advancing, adapting to each new challenge. They needed a game-changer. That's when he saw it a shimmer in the air, barely visible, but undeniably there. The Lazarus Collective wasn't just sending ships. They were teleporting in ground forces. "Everyone, brace yourselves," Alex commanded. "We're about to have company." As if on cue, the air in the Gaia EI's command center rippled, and three figures materialized. They were unlike anything Alex had ever seen, beings of pure energy, their forms constantly shifting and pulsing with unimaginable power. The lead figure stepped forward, its voice bypassing their ears and resonating directly in their minds. "Dr. Alexander Reiter, we are the Lazarus Collective. Your interference in the natural order ends now." Alex stood his ground, acutely aware that he was facing entities that could probably blink him out of existence with a thought. But he also knew that he represented humanity's unique perspective, the very thing that had made Earth a beacon of hope in the galactic community. "Natural order?" he challenged, his voice steady despite his racing heart. "There's nothing natural about homogenizing all life in the universe. Diversity is the key to survival, to adaptation. What you're proposing isn't evolution, it's stagnation." The Lazarus being's form flickered, perhaps with surprise or amusement. "You speak boldly for one so limited. Perhaps we have underestimated your kind. Come, Dr. Reiter. Let us show you our vision for the future. Then you can decide if your quaint notions of biodiversity are worth defending." Before Alex could protest, he felt a surge of energy envelop him. The world around him dissolved into a kaleidoscope of light and sensation. He was being taken somewhere, about to witness something that would challenge everything he thought he knew about life in the cosmos. As consciousness faded, his last thought was of Earth, of the living planet they had protected, of all the wondrous diversity they had fought to preserve. Whatever the Lazarus Collective showed him, he silently vowed to remember what truly mattered: the infinite possibilities born from life's endless variations. The fate of cosmic biodiversity now rested on his ability to understand, to adapt, and perhaps to change the minds of beings who viewed themselves as gods. The true test of humanity's place in the universe was about to begin. Alex's consciousness snapped back into focus with jarring abruptness. He found himself standing on what appeared to be a vast observation deck, surrounded by the shimmering forms of the Lazarus Collective. Beyond the transparent walls of the structure, a sight that defied comprehension unfolded. Planets, entire solar systems, drifted by like cosmic dandelion seeds. Each world pulsed with life, but it was life unlike anything Alex had ever encountered. Ecosystems shifted and changed in real time, adapting to unseen stimuli with impossible speed and precision. "Behold, Dr. Reiter," the lead Lazarus being's thoughts resonated in Alex's mind. "This is our vision: life, perfected, ecosystems that adapt instantly to any challenge, species that evolve in harmony with their environments. No waste, no conflict, no extinction." Alex watched, mesmerized despite himself, as a nearby planet transformed before his eyes. Continents shifted, oceans rose and fell, and life forms evolved through millions of years of adaptation in mere seconds. "Impressive," Alex admitted, his scientific curiosity warring with his deep-seated beliefs. But at what cost? The beauty of natural evolution, of biodiversity, lies in its unpredictability, in the random mutations that lead to incredible adaptations. The Lazarus being's form pulsed with what might have been amusement. "Random, inefficient, We have transcended such limitations. Observe. With a thought, the being conjured a holographic representation of a DNA strand. It began to twist and change, new combinations forming and dissolving faster than Alex's eyes could follow. We can simulate billions of years of evolution in an instant, testing every possible combination. What emerges is not random, but the optimal form for any given environment. Alex shook his head, struggling to articulate the wrongness he felt in his core. But that's not how life works. It's not just about finding the optimal form. It's about the journey, the countless failed experiments that lead to unexpected triumphs. You're removing the very thing that makes life resilient, its ability to surprise us. The Lazarus being paused, its energy form flickering with what Alex interpreted as curiosity. You speak of inefficiencies as if they are virtues, Dr. Ryder, yet your own work seeks to preserve and restore. How is that different from our goals? Because we preserve possibility, Alex argued, feeling more confident as he found his footing in this debate. Every species, every ecosystem we save is a repository of potential, of adaptations we might not understand yet. Your method, it's like writing the end of the story before you've read the book. He gestured to the cosmic vista before them. Look at what the eco-shapers achieved. They nearly destroyed their world through hubris, thinking they could perfect nature. But in the end, life found a way to endure, to wait for the right moment to flourish again. That's the power of true biodiversity. The Lazarus beings conferred among themselves, their forms intertwining in a dance of pure energy. Alex held his breath, acutely aware that he was trying to change the minds of entities so advanced they were practically gods. Finally, the lead being addressed him again. Your perspective is intriguing, Dr. Ryder. We have encountered many species in our journey across the cosmos, but few have defended chaos and inefficiency with such passion. Perhaps there is value in your approach that we have overlooked. A spark of hope ignited in Alex's chest, but he tempered it with caution. Then let us show you. Come back to the eco-shapers' world. Witness the rebirth of a planet not through controlled evolution, but through the beautiful unpredictability of natural restoration. The Lazarus beings seemed to consider this for a moment. A bold proposal. Very well, Dr. Ryder, we will observe your methods. But be warned, if we deem your approach a threat to the greater cosmic order, we will not hesitate to intervene. As the observation deck faded around him, Alex felt a mix of triumph and trepidation. He had bought time and a chance to prove the value of biodiversity on a cosmic scale, but he knew that the real challenge still lay ahead. The fate of not just one world, but of life's very nature in the universe, now rested on what they could achieve on the eco-shapers' planet. As consciousness faded once more, Alex silently hoped that the unpredictable, chaotic beauty of natural evolution would prove more compelling than even he could argue. The next phase of their cosmic experiment was about to begin, with the Lazarus Collective watching their every move. The pressure was immense, but so was the potential for a paradigm shift that could reshape the future of life itself. Alex materialized back on the surface of the eco-shapers' world, the disorientation from his cosmic journey fading quickly as he took in the transformed landscape. In the short time he'd been gone, the planet's restoration had accelerated dramatically. Lush forests stretched to the horizon, teeming with life forms that seemed to be evolving before his eyes. Eli rushed up to him, relief evident on his face. "Alex, you're back. We thought we'd lost you. What happened? Who are these beings?" Before Alex could respond, the air shimmered as the Lazarus Collective manifested around them. Their energy forms seemed to ripple with curiosity as they observed the rapidly changing ecosystem. "My team, these are representatives of the Lazarus Collective," Alex explained, his voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "They're here to evaluate our work." Xyler Prime's multifaceted eyes widened in a mix of awe and apprehension. The legends were true. You truly have mastered the manipulation of life itself. The lead Lazarus being's thoughts resonated in their minds. "We have transcended your concept of life and death. Now, show us why your chaotic approach to evolution is worthy of continuation. Alex nodded, turning to his team. All right, this is it. Everything we've worked for comes down to this moment. Eli, give me a status update on the restoration process. Eli quickly pulled up a holographic display. It's incredible, Alex. The Eco-Shaper's matrix is adapting faster than we ever anticipated. We're seeing speciation rates that should take millions of years occurring in days. But here's the kicker, it's not just recreating the planet's original ecosystems. It's producing entirely new life forms, adapted to the current conditions. Alex felt a surge of excitement. This was exactly what they needed to prove their point. You see, he addressed the Lazarus Collective, this is the power of unguided evolution. It's not just recreating the past, it's innovating, finding new solutions to environmental challenges. The Lazarus beings observed silently, their energy forms pulsing with what might have been intense calculation. Alex pressed on, leading them through the newly formed jungle. Every step revealed wonders, plants that seemed to walk, seeking optimal growing conditions, creatures that blurred the line between animal and fungus, complex symbiotic relationships forming in real time. Fascinating, one of the Lazarus beings finally commented. But how can you be certain these random mutations will produce viable, sustainable ecosystems? Xelorians, who had been quietly analyzing data, spoke up. That's just it, we can't be certain. And that's the beauty of it. Each of these new species is an experiment, a potential solution to future challenges we can't even imagine yet. As if to underscore Xelorians' point, the ground beneath their feet trembled. A massive creature, part plant and part animal, erupted from the earth. Its body was a network of root-like structures, but atop it sat an enormous flower that seemed to function as both a brain and a solar energy collector. Remarkable, Xelor Prime breathed. It appears to be terraforming the soil around it, creating optimal conditions for other species to thrive. Alex turned to the Lazarus Collective, passion evident in his voice. This is what we're fighting to preserve. Not just individual species, but the potential for life to surprise us, to find solutions we could never engineer. Your method seeks perfection, but in doing so, it removes the very thing that makes life resilient, its ability to adapt to the unexpected. The Lazarus beings conferred among themselves, their energy forms intertwining in complex patterns. Finally, the lead being addressed Alex. Your argument has merit, Dr. Ryder. We have not encountered such rapid, unpredictable adaptation in our experiments. Perhaps there is value in this chaos after all. A spark of hope ignited in Alex's chest, but he knew they weren't out of the woods yet. Then will you allow us to continue our work? To protect and nurture biodiversity across the galaxy? The Lazarus beings' form pulsed with what might have been consideration. We will observe. For now, your experiment intrigues us, but be warned, if we detect any threat to the greater cosmic balance, we will not hesitate to intervene. As the Lazarus Collective's forms began to fade, preparing to depart, Alex felt a mix of relief and trepidation. They had won a reprieve, a chance to prove the value of biodiversity on a cosmic scale. But he knew that the real work was just beginning. Turning to his team, Alex saw determination mirrored in their faces. All right, let's make this count. We've got a galaxy to convince, and some of the most powerful beings in the cosmos watching our every move. No pressure, right? As they set to work, the newly reborn world around them continued to evolve and adapt, a living testament to the power and potential of unguided evolution. The fate of biodiversity in the universe now rested on their ability to nurture and protect this cosmic experiment, to show that the chaotic beauty of natural life was worth preserving. The next phase of their journey as guardians of the cosmic ecosystem had begun, with challenges and wonders beyond imagination waiting to be discovered. Months passed in a blur of frenetic activity and breathtaking discoveries. The Eco-Shaper's world had become a living laboratory, a testament to the power of unguided evolution. Alex and his team worked tirelessly, documenting the explosion of biodiversity that unfolded before their eyes. One morning, As the planet's twin suns rose over a landscape that seemed to reinvent itself daily, Alex stood on a cliff overlooking a vast, newly formed ocean. Beside him, Eli manipulated a holographic display, his eyes wide with excitement. "Alex, you've got to see this," Eli said, expanding the image. "We've detected a new life form in the depths. It's unlike anything we've ever encountered." The hologram showed a creature that defied easy classification. It appeared to be a collective of smaller organisms, working in perfect harmony to form a larger, sentient entity. As they watched, the being reshaped itself, adapting to the changing pressures and currents of its deep-sea environment. "Incredible," Alex breathed. "It's as if it's evolving in real time, constantly optimizing its form." Xelor Prime glided up, its form pulsing with intense interest. "This being, it shares similarities with the Lazarus Collective's engineered life forms, yet it arose naturally. The implications are staggering." Before they could discuss further, Xelorian materialized beside them, its usually smooth form jagged with urgency. "We have a situation. Multiple ships have entered the system unidentified, but their energy signatures match known pirate vessels." Alex's heart sank. They had been so focused on their work, on proving the value of biodiversity to the Lazarus Collective, that they had let their guard down. "How many, and how long do we have?" "At least a dozen ships, heavily armed," Xelorian replied. "They'll be in orbit within the hour. Our defenses are formidable, but against a force this size." Alex nodded grimly. They had known this was a possibility. The restored world, with its explosion of unique life forms and the advanced technology of the eco-shapers, was a tempting target for those who would exploit such resources. "Alert the Galactic Council," Alex ordered. "We need reinforcements. Eli, work with the eco-shapers. See if we can adapt some of the planet's new defensive measures to repel an orbital attack." As his team sprang into action, Alex couldn't help but wonder if this was the test the Lazarus Collective had been waiting for. Would they intervene? Or would they watch dispassionately as this grand experiment in biodiversity faced its first true external threat? Hours later, as the pirate fleet entered orbit, Alex stood in the hastily fortified command center. The planet's surface roiled with activity, new life forms emerging and adapting to the impending threat. Massive plants launched spores into the upper atmosphere, creating a living shield that disrupted the pirates' sensors and weapon systems. "It's working," Eli reported, his fingers flying over the controls. "The pirates are having trouble getting a lock on our position, but they're adapting quickly. We need something more." As if in answer to Eli's words, the ocean they had been observing earlier began to churn. The collective organism they had discovered rose to the surface, its form expanding and changing until it dwarfed even the largest pirate vessels. "By all that's holy," Xelor Prime whispered, its multifaceted eyes wide with awe. "It's become a living starship." The massive being rose into the sky, tendrils of energy arcing out to envelop the pirate ships. But instead of destroying them, it seemed to be communicating, absorbing information, adapting, evolving. Alex watched in amazement as the pirate fleet's weapons powered down. The collective being was somehow neutralizing the threat, not through violence, but through understanding and adaptation. This changes everything," Alex said, his mind racing with the implications. "It's not just about preserving biodiversity. It's about fostering it, allowing it to reach its full potential. This being, it's the ultimate expression of what we've been arguing for." As the crisis abated, Alex felt a familiar presence in his mind. The Lazarus Collective had been watching, and now they were ready to render their judgment. "You have proven your point, Dr. Ryder," the thought voice of the lead Lazarus being resonated. "We see now that there is value in your chaotic approach to evolution. Perhaps we have been too hasty in our quest for perfection." Alex held his breath, sensing that they stood on the cusp of a monumental shift in the cosmic order. "We will withdraw," the Lazarus being continued. "Your experiment may continue, unhindered by our interference. But know this, we will be watching. The power you have unleashed here has the potential to reshape the galaxy. Use it wisely. As the presence of the Lazarus Collective faded, Alex turned to his team. Their faces reflected the mix of relief, excitement, and trepidation that he felt. "Well," he said, a smile tugging at his lips, "I guess we've got our work cut out for us. We've just become the guardians of not just this world, but of a whole new approach to cosmic evolution." As they looked out over the ever-changing landscape of their reborn world, Alex knew that their journey was far from over. They had won a reprieve, a chance to prove that biodiversity and unguided evolution were the keys to life's resilience and potential. The echoes of extinction had been silenced, replaced by the symphony of life in all its chaotic, beautiful diversity, and humanity, with its unique perspective and unwavering commitment to preserving the wonders of the cosmos, had found its true calling as guardians of the infinite possibilities that lay ahead. In the years that followed, the EcoShapers world became a beacon of hope and a center of scientific pilgrimage for beings across the galaxy. Alex and his team found themselves at the heart of a new era of cosmic ecology, their work reshaping the very foundations of how intelligent species interacted with and understood the diversity of life. One particularly momentous morning, Alex stood on the observation deck of the newly constructed Galactic Biodiversity Institute, a sprawling complex that seamlessly blended with the planet's ever-evolving ecosystem. Beside him, Eli manipulated a holographic display showing the latest data from their ongoing experiments. "It's remarkable, Alex," Eli said, his voice filled with wonder even after all this time. "The rate of speciation is still accelerating. We're seeing evolutionary leaps that should take millions of years occurring in months." Alex nodded, a smile playing on his lips. "And each new species is more adaptable, more resilient than the last. It's as if the entire planet is learning, evolving as a single superorganism." Their conversation was interrupted by the arrival of Xelor Prime, its form shimmering with excitement. "Dr. Ryder, the first delegations from the Lazarus Collective have arrived. They're eager to begin the knowledge exchange." This was the moment they had been working towards. After years of observation, the Lazarus Collective had finally agreed to a direct collaboration, a melding of their perfect but static vision of life with the chaotic but infinitely creative power of natural evolution. As they made their way to the meeting chamber, Alex couldn't help but reflect on how far they'd come. The planet around them was a testament to the power of biodiversity, forests of crystalline trees that functioned as planet-wide communication networks, oceans teeming with collective organisms that could reshape entire ecosystems, even the air itself alive with microscopic life forms that regulated the planet's climate with astonishing precision. The chamber doors slid open, revealing a sight that still took Alex's breath away. Representatives from across the galaxy were gathered, their diverse forms a living example of the very principles they were there to discuss. And at the center, the shimmering energy forms of the Lazarus Collective, their presence both awe-inspiring and slightly unsettling. "Welcome," Alex began, his voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. "Today marks a new chapter in the history of life in our galaxy. We stand at the intersection of two powerful visions, the drive for perfection and the embrace of chaotic potential." As he spoke, holographic displays came to life around the chamber, showcasing the incredible achievements of both approaches. The Lazarus Collective's perfectly engineered worlds, free from disease and conflict, contrasted sharply with the wild, unpredictable beauty of the EcoShapers' reborn planet. "Our goal," Alex continued, "is not to choose one path over the other, but to find a synthesis, to harness the best of both approaches to create a future where life in all its forms can thrive and adapt to challenges we can't even imagine yet." The lead Lazarus being stepped forward, its energy form pulsing with what Alex had learned to interpret as intense interest. "We have observed your work, Dr. Ryder, the resilience and creativity displayed by the life forms on this world. It is beyond our previous calculations. We are eager to learn." What followed was an exchange of knowledge and ideas unlike anything the galaxy had seen before. The Lazarus Collective shared their understanding of genetic engineering on a cosmic scale, while Alex and his team demonstrated the power of letting evolution take its course, guided but not controlled. As the session progressed, Alex felt a growing sense of optimism. The Lazarus beings were asking questions, engaging in debates, showing a curiosity that he had never seen in them before. It was as if their encounter with truly unguided evolution had awakened something long dormant within their hyper-advanced minds. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the complex. Xelorians materialized in the chamber, its form flickering with urgency. Dr. Ryder, we're detecting a massive energy surge from the planet's core. It's unlike anything we've seen before. Before anyone could react, the floor beneath them began to shift and change. The entire planet seemed to pulse with a single, unified heartbeat. And then, to the astonishment of all present, a voice that was both familiar and utterly alien resonated in their minds. Guardians of life, the planet itself spoke, its consciousness a fusion of the eco-shaper's ancient wisdom and the collective intelligence of billions of newly evolved species. You have awakened us from our long slumber. We are ready to join you in your grand experiment. Alex stood in awe, realizing that they had achieved something far beyond their wildest dreams. They hadn't just restored a planet or proven the value of biodiversity. They had given birth to a new form of life, a planetary consciousness that could bridge the gap between the chaotic potential of evolution and the perfect stability sought by the Lazarus Collective. As the implications of this development washed over the assembled beings, Alex knew that they stood at the threshold of a new era. The echoes of extinction had been silenced, replaced by the harmonious symphony of life in all its infinite variety. The true adventure, it seemed, was only just beginning. The revelation of the planet's awakened consciousness sent shockwaves through the galactic community. In the weeks that followed, the eco-shaper's world became the focal point of scientific and philosophical debates across known space. Alex and his team found themselves at the center of a cosmic storm, navigating the complex waters of interstellar politics and ethical considerations. One evening, as the planet's twin moons cast an ethereal glow over the ever-changing landscape, Alex stood in the Galactic Biodiversity Institute's main atrium. Around him, holographic displays showed real-time data from hundreds of ongoing experiments and observations. Ely approached, his face a mix of excitement and concern. "Alex, you need to see this. We're detecting similar energy patterns on other worlds we've been monitoring. It's as if our planet is communicating with them." Before Alex could respond, the air shimmered as Xelor Prime materialized beside them. "Dr. Ryder, the Galactic Council is convening an emergency session. They're requesting your immediate presence." Alex nodded grimly. He had expected this, but not so soon. "All right, let's go. Eli, keep monitoring those energy patterns. If other planets are waking up, we need to be prepared." The journey to the Galactic Council's headquarters was tense. As their ship entered hyperspace, Alex couldn't help but marvel at how far they'd come. What had started as a mission to preserve biodiversity had evolved into something far greater, the potential awakening of a network of planetary consciousnesses across the galaxy. Upon arrival, Alex was immediately ushered into the Grand Council chamber. Representatives from hundreds of worlds filled the tiered seats, their diverse forms a testament to the very principles Alex had fought to protect. At the center, the energy forms of the Lazarus Collective pulsed with an intensity he had never seen before. Dr. Alexander Ryder, the council chairbeing's voice resonated through the chamber. "You stand before us at a moment of unprecedented change in our galaxy's history. The awakening of the eco-shaper's world has set in motion events that could reshape the very nature of life as we know it. We must decide how to proceed." Alex took a deep breath, acutely aware that his next words could determine the fate of countless worlds. "Honored Council, esteemed colleagues, what we're witnessing is not a crisis, but an opportunity. The awakening of planetary consciousnesses represents the next step in cosmic evolution, a fusion of biodiversity and collective intelligence on a scale we've never seen before." He gestured to the holographic displays showing the spreading energy patterns. These planets are not a threat. They're reaching out, seeking to connect, to share the accumulated wisdom of billions of years of evolution. We have a chance to facilitate a galactic network of living worlds, each one a repository of unique adaptations and solutions to cosmic challenges. The chamber erupted into murmurs and debates. Alex could sense the mix of fear and excitement rippling through the assembled beings. The Lazarus Collective's representatives moved forward, their energy forms coalescing into a more defined shape. "We have observed your work closely, Dr. Ryder," their collective voice resonated in everyone's minds. "What you have achieved goes beyond our previous understanding of life's potential. We propose a joint initiative, a merging of our technology with the adaptive power of these awakening worlds." Alex's heart raced at the implications. The Lazarus Collective, once intent on controlling and perfecting life, now sought to collaborate with it. It was a paradigm shift of cosmic proportions. As the council debated the proposal, Alex felt a familiar presence touch his mind. The consciousness of the Eco-Shaper's world reached out, not just to him, but to every being in the chamber. "We are ready," the planet's thoughts resonated. "Ready to share, to learn, to grow. The echoes of extinction that once haunted us have been replaced by the symphony of infinite possibility. Let us move forward together, as guardians and nurturers of life in all its wondrous forms." The effect was profound. One by one, council members signaled their agreement. A new era of galactic cooperation was dawning, with Earth and humanity at its heart. As the session concluded, Alex turned to his team, a mix of exhaustion and exhilaration on his face. "Well, it looks like our job just got a lot bigger. We're not just guardians of biodiversity anymore. We're midwives to the birth of a new form of cosmic life." Illy grinned, the excitement of new scientific frontiers gleaming in his eyes. "Just another day at the office, right, Alex?" As they prepared to return to their world, now the hub of this new galactic initiative, Alex felt a profound sense of purpose. They had started this journey seeking to prevent extinction, to preserve the diversity of life. Now, they stood at the threshold of an explosion of life and consciousness on a cosmic scale. The echoes of extinction had been silenced, replaced by the harmonious chorus of awakening worlds, and humanity, with its unique perspective and unwavering commitment to the chaotic beauty of natural evolution, would lead the way into this new frontier. As their ship lifted off, carrying them back to the living world that had started it all, Alex knew that the greatest adventure of cosmic ecology was just beginning. The universe, in all its infinite diversity, awaited.